Welcome to Quiet Lives. Before we drift into tonight's journey, if you find sanctuary here, please consider subscribing to join our community of rest. I would love to know which corner of the world you are finding peace in tonight and what hour it is where you are. Feel free to share your story in the comments below. Now, let's begin. The soft, cool air against your cheek is the very first sensation that gently coaxes you from the depths of sleep, a subtle shift from the encompassing warmth of the duvet. You slowly open your eyes to the pristine, diffused light already filtering through the expansive floor-to-ceiling glass, illuminating the vast, silent expanse of your private Patagonian lake just beyond your suite. You stretch languidly, a slow, deliberate movement, feeling the crisp, organic cotton sheets yield smoothly around your body. The mattress beneath you, a bespoke creation, feels firm yet entirely enveloping, designed to offer perfect, unyielding support. A muted, almost imperceptible hum from the lodge's advanced ventilation system whispers in the background, a constant, gentle presence that ensures the air remains perfectly fresh and still within your sanctuary. You observe the precise angle of a single, slender ray of sunlight, now tracing a slow, deliberate path across the polished concrete floor, offering a quiet hint at the early, tranquil hour of the morning. Your entire body feels profoundly rested, light, and unburdened by any thought of the world beyond these silent, luxurious walls. You push back the heavy, wool duvet, its substantial weight comforting and familiar, allowing it to pool softly at the foot of the bed. Your bare feet descend slowly, meeting first the cool, smooth surface of a dark slate rug, its dense, short pile absorbing all sound, then transitioning seamlessly to the inherent warmth of the engineered oak floorboards. Each step is deliberate, cushioned, and quiet as you walk towards the panoramic window. The large pane of triple-glazed glass, meticulously installed, holds back the crisp, invigorating winter chill of the outside world, maintaining the perfect interior climate. The view unfolds before you, an almost impossibly clear and breathtaking tableau of the deep blue lake, its edges ringed by snow-dusted peaks, their sharp, ancient lines softened by the gentle, ethereal morning haze that hovers just above the water. A single, small boat, tethered securely to a private dock that extends subtly from the lodge's shore, bobs almost imperceptibly on the water's glassy surface, a tiny, quiet anchor in the vastness. You pause there, allowing your gaze to drift slowly, absorbing the meticulously designed space of your suite. A low, hand-carved console, crafted from local lenga wood, its surface smooth and cool to your touch, holds a minimalist ceramic vessel, its form simple and elegant. The faint, clean scent of distant wood smoke, carried on the subtle, circulating air currents within the lodge, suggests a grand fireplace already lit in a common area, a comforting promise of shared warmth. Every object within your view feels deliberately placed, each material chosen for its quiet integrity and inherent beauty. The silence here is profound, broken only by the almost imperceptible, distant rustle of wind through the ancient araucaria trees that dot the surrounding landscape. You turn towards the small integrated refreshment bar, a sleek, functional extension of the suite's design. Your fingers trace the cool, brushed stainless steel of a compact, utterly silent espresso machine. With a soft, deliberate motion, You select a heavy, artisanal ceramic mug from a nearby shelf, its unglazed exterior providing a pleasant, earthy texture against your palm. The soft, precise click of the machine's power button is a gentle punctuation in the prevailing stillness. The subtle aroma of fresh coffee still lingers faintly around the ceramic mug, which you gently set down on the polished Lenga wood console. A different kind of warmth now calls, a desire for the soothing ritual of tea, as the pristine Patagonian morning air continues to filter softly into your suite. The light outside has gained a gentle intensity, illuminating the distant snow-capped peaks with a soft, ethereal glow that reflects on the still surface of the vast lake. You rise from the deep leather armchair, your movements unhurried, carrying a sense of quiet purpose. You walk back to the discreet refreshment bar, where an array of carefully curated teas rests in small, dark wood boxes. Your fingers trace the cool, smooth grain of the wood as you select a blend of local herbs, known for their calming properties. The delicate leaves, a muted green, rustle almost imperceptibly as you open the sealed pouch, releasing a faint, earthy fragrance that promises tranquility. You place the tea leaves into a fine mesh infuser, the tiny holes catching the light. The quiet whir of the kettle as it heats the filtered water is a comforting, low hum, a precise, engineered sound that quickly fades as the water reaches its optimal temperature. You pour the steaming water over the infuser into a fresh, artisanal ceramic mug, the liquid turning a pale, golden amber. The steam rises in a languid curl, carrying the gentle, herbaceous scent of the tea, a warmth that begins to permeate the air around you. Returning to the panoramic window, you settle back into the plush depths of the armchair, the supple leather yielding to your form. You hold the warm mug between both hands, feeling the smooth, unglazed ceramic against your palms, a grounding connection. The first sip is delicate, the liquid warm and clean, carrying a subtle, botanical sweetness that coats your tongue. You let the warmth spread through your chest, a quiet, internal embrace. Your gaze drifts across the expansive lake, now a deeper sapphire under the strengthening light. A tiny ripple forms near the distant shore, expanding slowly, almost imperceptibly, before vanishing. The profound silence of the Patagonian wilderness is occasionally punctuated by the soft, distant cry of an unknown bird, a sound that seems to enhance the stillness rather than break it. You notice the way the light catches the fine dust motes dancing in the air near the window, each particle a tiny, fleeting star. The warmth from the mug continues its gentle work, a quiet anchor in this peaceful, unfolding morning. You simply sit, allowing the subtle flavors of the tea and the vast, tranquil view to envelop you completely. The soft glow on the water deepens, inviting you further into this quiet, private moment. The lingering, subtle aroma of your warm tea, a faint botanical sweetness, still gently scents the air around the ceramic mug you hold, but a more distinct, earthy fragrance begins to reach you. The rich, dry aroma of burning wood, more pronounced now than the faint wisp noticed earlier in your suite. This gentle, inviting scent draws you from the serene quiet of your private space, away from the expansive lake view, towards the central, communal areas of the lodge. The pristine Patagonian morning light, now a little brighter, continues to filter softly through the panoramic window, illuminating the distant snow-capped peaks with a soft, ethereal glow that reflects on the still surface of the vast lake. You gently set the empty mug back onto the sleek, cool surface of the Lenga wood console. The soft Stark's clink, barely audible against the lingering quiet of your private sanctuary. Your bare feet glide across the smooth, engineered oak floorboards, feeling their inherent warmth, then find the thick, hand-knotted wool runner, its dense pile cushioning your steps as you approach the suite's heavy, solid wood entrance. The door, a substantial panel crafted from local Quihu timber, swings open almost silently, yielding with a precise, satisfying resistance as you push it inward. The air in the corridor beyond is distinctly cooler, a fresh, circulating breeze that now carries the wood smoke scent more clearly, a subtle, compelling invitation to move forward. You walk slowly along the hushed corridor, its walls clad in rough-hewn, dark volcanic stone and horizontal panels of polished timber, each joint perfectly aligned, a silent testament to the lodge's meticulous design and bespoke craftsmanship. Your fingertips brush lightly against the cool, slightly abrasive texture of the stone as you pass, noticing the subtle variations in its natural grain, the tiny embedded crystals catching the indirect, warm light. The illumination here is soft and deliberate, long strips of light embedded along the baseboards, casting a diffused glow upwards, preventing any harsh shadows and guiding your path. Ahead, a faint, flickering amber light pulses gently, accompanied by a low, consistent crackling sound that grows steadily clearer with each unhurried step you take. As you round a gentle bend in the corridor, the grand lounge unfolds before you, immediately enveloping you in its pervasive warmth and soft, golden radiance. The crackling sound is rich and rhythmic now, a symphony of splitting wood, the soft hiss of sap, and the steady, deep breath of leaping flames. The air here is noticeably warmer than the corridor, dry and comforting, carrying a more intense, yet still exquisitely pleasant, scent of aged timber burning cleanly, a deep, earthy note mingling with a hint of resin. The massive fireplace, a central, imposing feature crafted from rough-cut local granite, dominates the far wall, its deep hearth glowing with a steady, deep orange and red, a constant source of heat and light. You find yourself drawn closer to the radiant warmth, your eyes tracing the mesmerizing, swirling patterns within the flames, watching the embers pulse with a soft, internal fire, each spark a fleeting moment of brilliance before fading into the glowing ash. The lounge itself is vast, yet feels intimately arranged with deep, low-slung armchairs upholstered in luxurious, textured fabrics, perhaps a rich charcoal wool or a deep forest green linen, and expansive sofas covered in soft, undyed sheepskin, their shaggy textures inviting a long repose. A few other guests are present, scattered quietly across the expansive space, each absorbed in their own tranquil moment, perhaps reading a book held loosely in their hands, or simply gazing out at the lake, their presence a soft, unobtrusive hum in the background, adding to the gentle atmosphere without demanding attention. The lingering warmth of the grand lounge fireplace continues to embrace you, but a quiet, almost imperceptible call draws your attention to another corner of the lodge. You slowly rise from the deep, comfortable armchair, feeling the plush cushions release your form with a soft, gentle sigh. The rhythmic crackle of the burning timber gradually softens as you begin to move, a subtle invitation to explore further into the lodge's quiet morning. Your steps are hushed on the thick, hand-knotted wool rugs that absorb all sound, guiding you across the expansive lounge. You pass a discreet archway framed by the same rough-cut local granite as the grand fireplace, leading into a more secluded area of the lodge. The air here feels distinctly cooler, carrying a different, more refined scent. A subtle blend of aged paper, fine leather, and a faint, sweet hint of polished wood, replacing the bolder, smoky notes. This quiet transition ushers you into the lodge's private library, a true sanctuary bathed in the soft, natural light that now streams more fully through a series of tall, narrow windows, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the calm air. The library walls are entirely lined with bespoke shelving, crafted from a rich, dark Patagonian cypress, its surface a deep, burnished brown that seems to absorb and reflect the light in complex, shifting patterns. You approach one section, your gaze tracing the precise, seamless joinery of the individual planks, each edge perfectly dovetailed, a silent testament to skilled hands and patient craftsmanship. Your fingertips lightly brush against the smooth, cool wood, feeling the faint, almost imperceptible undulations of the natural grain beneath the meticulously applied, matte finish. This sensation is grounding, connecting you to the natural origins of the material. The shelves themselves are deep and generously spaced, designed to cradle their contents, holding an eclectic collection of volumes, their spines a quiet riot of muted colors and varied textures. You pause, allowing your eyes to wander slowly across the rows of books, a quiet, inviting landscape of knowledge. Some are bound in soft, supple leather, their surfaces worn smooth in places, hinting at countless readings through generations. The slate sheen on these older bindings catches the light, revealing a subtle patina that only time can impart. Others are covered in coarse, tightly woven linen, a fabric that feels slightly rough, almost organic, to the touch, or even thick, cream-colored paper with deckled edges, each imperfection adding to its character. A faint, dry, almost sweet scent of old paper and ink emanates from the collection, a comforting fragrance that speaks of stories and knowledge preserved through the years. You reach out, your fingers hovering for a moment, before gently selecting a volume bound in a rich, deep, forest green leather, its spine embossed with subtle, gold lettering that gleams softly in the ambient light. The weight of the book is substantial, a solid, reassuring presence in your hands, its balance perfect. You turn the book over slowly, admiring the intricate, almost imperceptible tooling along its edges, a small, delicate pattern pressed into the leather, suggesting hours of careful handiwork by a master artisan. The leather is cool and smooth, yet with a slight, comforting resistance when pressed, a texture that invites lingering touch. You run your thumb along the raised bands on the spine, feeling the slight ridges, a tactile map of its construction. The pages within are thick, a creamy off-white, each one feeling slightly crisp as you gently flex the cover. A faint, barely audible whisper of air accompanies this small movement, a soft sound that fills the quiet reverence of the space, a gentle invitation to explore the words held within. You notice the delicate, almost translucent quality of the paper when held to the light, revealing the faintest watermark. The cool, smooth leather of the book you hold in your hands still carries the faint, dry scent of aged paper, a quiet echo of the library's vast collection. As you stand amidst the tall, dark cypress shelves, a more concentrated warmth begins to beckon, drawing you deeper into the lodge's tranquil heart. The gentle, rhythmic crackling of a nearby fire, softer and more intimate than the grand lounge's hearth, whispers an invitation. You carefully return the leather-bound volume to its precise place on the shelf, your fingers lingering for a moment on the smooth spine before withdrawing. The subtle thought of the book settling into its designated space is absorbed by the quiet reverence of the library. Your steps are hushed on the thick, woven rug, guiding you across the expansive floor, away from the tall, narrow windows that still stream soft, natural light into the reading sanctuary. You pass through a discreet archway, framed by the same rich Patagonian cypress, and discover a secluded alcove nestled within the wood-lined walls. This space is a dedicated reading nook, a haven of quiet comfort and focused warmth. A pair of deep upholstered armchairs flank a smaller, yet equally impressive fireplace crafted from smooth, dark river stones, meticulously fitted together with precise, almost invisible mortar lines. The scent of burning Nier wood, sweet and slightly resinous, is rich and pervasive here, a comforting, enveloping embrace that subtly replaces the dry, academic aroma of the library. You approach one of the armchairs, a generous piece upholstered in a soft heather-gray cashmere tweed, its texture inviting. Your fingers trail over the woven fabric, feeling its inherent softness and the subtle resilience of the natural fibers beneath your touch. With a soft, almost inaudible sigh of cushioning, you sink into the chair, the plush depths yielding slowly, conforming to your form with a gentle, reassuring pressure. The chair cradles your body, its wide, sculpted arms offering a perfect resting place for your forearms. A thick, hand-loomed alpaca throw, in a deep, muted blue, lies folded with deliberate care over the backrest, its incredibly soft, downy fibers brushing lightly against your arm, promising further layers of warmth. Before fully settling, you lean forward slightly, placing your hands on the cool, smooth surface of a small, round side table made of polished, petrified wood, its intricate, swirling patterns of fossilized grain captivating your gaze. Your attention is then drawn fully to the fireplace. The year logs burn with a steady, intense heat, their flames a vibrant, mesmerizing dance of amber and orange, occasionally spitting a tiny, glowing ember with a soft, fleeting pop that quickly dissipates. The roaring sound is not aggressive, but a deep, resonant murmur, a constant, comforting presence that fills this intimate space, a living, breathing sound that grounds you. You watch the flickering light play across the rough-hewn surface of the river stones, highlighting their natural variations and the subtle, sparkling glint of embedded quartz within the dark stone. You reach for the alpaca throw, its weightless softness draping effortlessly over your legs and lap. The immediate warmth radiating from the fire, combined with the luxurious embrace of the throw, creates a deep, profound cocoon of comfort. You lean back fully, allowing your head to rest against the soft, supportive cushion of the armchair, feeling the day's gentle progression settle into your body, a slow unwinding. The scent of the burning wood, now closer and more intense, deepens with each slow, deliberate breath, a grounding aroma that calms your senses and clears your mind. The deep, resonant murmur of the roaring Nier wood fire, which moments ago enveloped you in the cozy reading nook, now begins to recede, a gentle whisper against the quiet stirrings of the outside world. A subtle, cooler breath of air, carrying with it the unmistakable freshness of the lake, drifts inward, a soft invitation to step beyond the lodge's warm embrace. You slowly lift the luxurious alpaca throw from your lap, feeling its incredible softness slide silently away, leaving a lingering warmth on your skin. With unhurried grace, you rise from the deep cashmere tweed armchair, the cushions releasing your form with a soft, almost imperceptible sigh, a gentle whoosh of air. Your steps are light on the thick woven rug as you move away from the glowing hearth, the crackling sounds of the fire gradually softening into a distant, comforting hum, becoming part of the lodge's ambient quiet. You pass through a wide, arching doorway, framed by the same rich Patagonian cypress that lines the library walls, and find yourself in a transitional corridor, its polished timber floor reflecting the soft, diffused light of the morning. The air here is distinctly crisper, a subtle hint of the winter chill held at bay by the lodge's expert climate control, yet still invigorating against your skin. A faint, earthy scent, a clean mix of damp stone and crisp vegetation, replaces the sweet, resinous aroma of the burning wood. Ahead, a large, sliding glass panel, framed in dark, precision-engineered metal, reveals a direct glimpse of the vast, open expanse of the lake. You approach the panel, your fingers brushing lightly against the cool, smooth surface of the metal frame, feeling its exact temperature. With a gentle, deliberate push, the heavy glass glides effortlessly open, with a soft, nearly silent whoosh, revealing a sheltered veranda that extends outward, offering an unobstructed connection to the water. You step onto the veranda, feeling the immediate sensation of the cooler, clean Patagonian air against your face, a refreshing contrast to the interior warmth. The floor beneath your bare feet is a series of wide, aged lenga wood planks, their surface smooth and slightly cool, yet naturally inviting. Each plank is perfectly aligned, the gaps between them almost imperceptible. A testament to meticulous craftsmanship and careful design. The veranda itself is generously proportioned, sheltered by a deep overhang of the lodge's roof and substantial timber pillars, protecting it from the direct elements while still offering an expansive, open connection to the landscape. Immediately, the soft, rhythmic sound of water reaches you, a gentle, consistent lap-lap-lapping against the shore just below. This sound is clearer here, more intimate than the distant hum heard from your suite, a soothing, natural cadence that seems to slow your own breath, inviting a deeper sense of presence. You walk to the edge of the veranda, leaning gently against the cool, smooth surface of a dark, low-slung railing, also crafted from polished lenga wood. Your gaze sweeps across the immense, tranquil surface of the lake, its waters now a deeper, mesmerizing blue under the brightening morning sky, reflecting the subtle shift in light. Small, almost imperceptible ripples spread outward from the shore, catching the light like fleeting silver threads, before dissolving back into the glassy expanse of the water. The distant snow-capped mountains, now more sharply defined against the horizon, stand as silent sentinels, their peaks still holding onto pockets of lingering mist that slowly dissipate into the clear, crisp air. You notice the subtle variations in the water's surface, reflecting the pale sky and the darker, forested banks. A lone cormorant glides silently, low over the water, its wings beating with a soft, rhythmic whoosh that is barely audible above the constant, gentle lapping of the waves. The gentle, rhythmic lapping of the lake, which had been a calming presence on the veranda, slowly begins to fade as you turn inward. A subtle shift in the air temperature signals you return to the warmth and quiet embrace of your private suite. The expansive glass panel glides closed with a soft, precise whoosh, sealing away the crisp outdoor air and leaving only a faint echo of the water's song. Your bare feet find the familiar warm-engineered oak floorboards, a comforting contrast to the cooler wood planks of the veranda. You walk slowly, feeling the solid ground beneath each step, the plush wool rug then cushioning your path towards the heart of your personal space. The morning light, now a brighter, softer glow, fills the suite, illuminating the clean lines and natural textures around you. The subtle hum of the lodge's ventilation system continues its low, constant presence, maintaining a perfect, still atmosphere. You gravitate towards the discreet, integrated kitchenette, a study in understated functionality and exquisite materials. Its surfaces are a seamless expanse of honed, dark granite, cool and smooth to the touch, reflecting the ambient light with a muted sheen that speaks of quiet quality. Above, custom cabinetry crafted from the same rich Lenga wood as the console, its deep, warm grain, visible through a clear, matte finish, offers quiet, precise storage. The appliances, all flush-mounted and almost entirely silent, display their brushed steel finishes, gleaming subtly in the soft light. A specific craving for something rich and deeply warming begins to stir within you, a desire for a comforting indulgence. You open a slender, recessed drawer, its soft close mechanism barely audible, revealing an array of artisanal provisions, each carefully selected for its quality. Your fingers lightly touch a small, dark ceramic jar, its unglazed surface cool and slightly rough, providing a pleasant, tactile sensation. This jar contains a fine, dark cocoa powder, its deep, earthy scent, subtle even when contained, hinting at the richness within. Next to it, a block of single-origin Patagonian chocolate, its thick, textured paper wrapper making a soft, dry crinkle as you lift it, feels substantial and cool in your palm, a promise of intense flavor. From a small, silent refrigerator, its door barely exhaling a cool breath, you retrieve a glass bottle of fresh, local milk, its coolness radiating gently through the clear glass into your fingertips. You select a heavy-bottomed, polished copper saucepan from a lower cabinet, its weight reassuring and balanced in your hand. A soft clink as its smooth base meets the induction hob. You pour the cool, white milk into the pan, a quiet, steady stream, the liquid swirling gently within the polished metal. With a precise, deliberate turn, you twist the knurled dial of the hob. A faint, almost imperceptible hum indicates its activation, a low thrumming that quickly settles into the background. While the milk begins its gentle warming, you carefully unwrap the block of dark chocolate, the textured paper making a series of soft, dry crinkles as it yields. With a small, sharp, gleaming knife, you shave delicate, thin curls of the dark chocolate directly into the saucepan, each curl falling with a soft, almost soundless tap against the warming liquid. The rich, deep scent of cocoa begins to rise almost immediately as the milk gently warms, deepening the subtle aroma already present in the air. You take a slender, polished wooden whisk, its smooth, ergonomic handle warm and comfortable in your hand, and begin to stir the warming milk and chocolate shavings. The whisk moves in slow, continuous, circular motions, creating a soft, consistent swish, swish, swish against the bottom of the copper pan. The chocolate dissolves slowly, gracefully, creating tiny, dark swirls that gradually merge into a uniform, velvety brown liquid. The rich, deep aroma of your freshly prepared hot chocolate, a comforting cloud of cocoa and warm milk, rises gently from the ceramic mug you hold. The mug's smooth, pre-warmed surface radiates a soothing heat into your palms, a pleasant weight that anchors you in the quiet luxury of your suite. The morning light, now a soft, diffused glow, still fills the space, but an inviting shift in the lodge's atmosphere subtly draws you towards a different kind of warmth and quiet immersion, a place of deeper retreat. You turn from the intimate kitchenette, your movements unhurried, carrying the steaming mug with deliberate care. Your bare feet glide silently across the cool, dark slate rug, then transition to the plush, deep pile of a hallway runner, its dense fibers absorbing all sound. The air in the corridor feels perfectly temperate, a subtle circulation keeping it fresh and still, carrying only the faintest sweet echo of the cocoa. As you walk, the distant, almost imperceptible sounds of the grand lounge, a residual whisper of the crackling fire, a soft, almost imperceptible murmur of other guests, fade behind you, replaced by an even deeper quietude, a sense of anticipation. You approach a discreet, almost hidden doorway, its surface a seamless panel of dark, polished wood, blending perfectly with the surrounding wall, a testament to the lodge's thoughtful design. Your fingers trace the cool, smooth metal of a minimalist handle, a precisely engineered piece that fits perfectly into your grip. With a gentle, deliberate pressure, the door glides open with a soft, nearly silent whoosh, revealing a subtle, deep indigo light within. The air that greets you is soft and still, carrying a faint, clean scent of fine upholstery and a hint of something gently warmed, a profound sense of calm. Stepping across the threshold, you enter the lodge's private cinema room. The light here is artfully subdued, emanating from recessed strips along the floor and ceiling, casting a warm, enveloping glow that banishes any harshness, creating an immediate sense of intimate enclosure. The walls are covered in a thick, sound-absorbing velvet, a deep, midnight blue that seems to drink in the light, further enhancing the feeling of being in a gentle, private cocoon. The floor is covered in an impossibly deep, charcoal gray carpet, its dense fibers cushioning your every step, rendering them utterly silent. The low, consistent hum of a distant projector and a subtle, soft sark-thrum asterisk from the ventilation system are the only sounds, a comforting, almost hypnotic backdrop to the serene space. Your gaze sweeps across the room, taking in the arrangement of the seating. Not rows of stiff chairs, but a collection of expansive, individual armchairs, each one a study in bespoke comfort and luxurious design. They are upholstered in the same luxurious plush velvet as the walls, inviting you to sink deeply into their embrace. Each chair is perfectly angled towards the large, pristine screen that dominates the far wall, currently dark and reflective, like a still pool of deep water, waiting to be brought to life. You choose a chair situated in the center, its generous proportions offering ample space and a perfect vantage point. You set your warm mug of hot chocolate carefully onto a small, integrated side table of dark, polished stone, its surface cool and smooth, just within easy reach. As you settle into the chair, the deep cushions yield slowly, conforming to the contours of your body with a soft, reassuring new give, a gentle release of tension. The velvet fabric feels exceptionally soft against your skin, a gentle, luxurious caress. You lean back, feeling the full ergonomic support of the high backrest, your head sinking into the plush headrest with a quiet sigh of contentment, a subtle exhale. A thick, cashmere throw in a complementary shade of deep gray is draped over the armrest, its presence an added layer of comfort. The lingering, comforting warmth of the cashmere throw, combined with the deep, enveloping softness of the velvet armchair in the private cinema room, still cradles you. The subtle hum of the projector, and the gentle thrum of the ventilation system continue their rhythmic low murmur, creating a profound sense of quiet. However, a new, almost imperceptible shift in the light beyond the soundproofed walls begins to draw your attention. A soft, muted glow suggesting a subtle change in the Patagonian morning, a gentle invitation from the outside world. You gently set your now empty ceramic mug, still warm from the hot chocolate, onto the cool, polished stone of the integrated side table, with a soft, quiet clink, a small punctuation in the stillness. With unhurried grace, you push against the plush velvet, feeling the cushions slowly release your form as you rise from the deep comfort. The heavy cashmere throw slides silently from your lap, its softness a fleeting caress against your skin as you carefully drape it back over the armchair, its fibers settling with a muted shrish. Your steps are utterly silent on the deep charcoal gray carpet as you move towards the discreet dark wood door, a seamless panel in the wall. With a gentle, deliberate touch, you push the hidden panel inward. It glides open with a soft, almost imperceptible whoosh, revealing the soft, diffused light of the main lodge corridor. The deep indigo quietude of the cinema room recedes, replaced by the familiar, clean air of the lodge, now carrying a faint, fresh scent that hints at something new and pure outside. You walk slowly along the corridor, your bare feet brushing against the thick, hand-knotted wool runner, its dense pile cushioning each step, absorbing all sound. The walls, a blend of rough-hewn volcanic stone and polished timber, seem to absorb all sound, enhancing the sense of profound stillness as you pass. As you approach the grand lounge, the light filtering in through its towering windows is noticeably softer, a pale, ethereal gray that hints at a veiled sky, a subtle shift from the brighter morning. The crackling of the grand fireplace, a distant murmur earlier, is now a gentle, consistent presence, yet it feels somehow muted, absorbed by a new, pervasive quietude from beyond the immense glass. You pass the familiar, deep armchairs and expansive sheepskin sofas, their inviting textures now bathed in this softened, almost pearlescent light, creating an atmosphere of quiet contemplation. You are drawn instinctively towards the immense, floor-to-ceiling windows that frame the majestic Patagonian landscape, feeling a gentle pull. As you draw nearer, a subtle, almost hypnotic movement catches your eye. Outside, the air is alive with a delicate, silent dance. Soft, individual snowflakes, each a tiny, intricate crystal, drift lazily downwards from the gray, overcast sky. They fall with an almost imperceptible slowness, twirling and tumbling in the still air, a mesmerizing, silent ballet. Each flake is distinct for a fleeting moment, catching the muted, ambient light before merging seamlessly with the vast, white canvas of the distant mountains, now softly blurred at their peaks, their outlines softened by the fresh descent. You stand by one of the towering windows, your fingertips lightly touching the cool, smooth surface of the triple-glazed glass. The coldness of the glass is a refreshing contrast to the inherent warmth of the interior, yet it allows you to feel intimately connected to the gentle descent of the snow without feeling the chill. The flakes seem to cling for a moment to the dark, polished window frame, their delicate forms visible against the rich wood, before being carried away by the subtle, unseen air currents. The soft, silent descent of the snowflakes continues to captivate you from the deep window seat, each intricate crystal a fleeting moment of beauty against the vast expanse of the Patagonian lake. The plush sheepskin throw, a luxurious weight over your lap, provides a grounding warmth as you gaze out. The sky, a uniform gray moments ago, now shows a subtle, almost imperceptible lightening directly above the distant, snow-dusted peaks, suggesting a temporary thinning of the cloud cover, allowing a softer, more ethereal light to filter through. You lean back slightly into the firm yet yielding cushions of the window seat, feeling the resilient wool fabric beneath you, its texture both robust and soft. Your eyes, now accustomed to the muted light and the gentle, constant movement of the falling snow, are drawn to a sudden, striking contrast in the sky. High above the far side of the lake, a dark, motionless silhouette appears, suspended against the pale, diffused light of the winter morning. It is a hawk, its broad wings spread wide and perfectly still, holding its position effortlessly against the unseen currents of air, a silent sentinel in the vastness of the Patagonian wilderness. You shift subtly, allowing your entire focus to settle on this magnificent bird, a point of quiet awe. Its powerful form is etched sharply against the soft gray of the sky, a point of stillness within the gentle, almost chaotic dance of the falling snow. The flakes continue their lazy, unhurried drift, some passing directly in front of the hawk, momentarily blurring its outline before continuing their silent descent towards the muted, silvery surface of the lake below. The air within the lodge remains perfectly still and warm, carrying only the faint, clean scent of cold snow that seems to penetrate even the thick, triple-glazed windows, a subtle reminder of the world outside. Without a single beat of its powerful wings, the hawk begins a slow, deliberate glide. It moves with an effortless grace, tracing a wide, majestic arc over the private lakefront, its keen eyes undoubtedly scanning the snow-covered landscape below with an unwavering focus. The silence of its flight is profound, an almost eerie absence of sound, as if the very air yields to its passage without resistance, a testament to its mastery of the elements. You follow its trajectory, your gaze unwavering, watching as it covers an immense distance with no visible effort, a true master of the unseen winds and currents. The subtle shift in light from the thinning clouds seems to highlight the faint variations in its dark plumage, revealing a hint of deep brown or charcoal gray, a richness of natural color. As the hawk continues its silent, sweeping motion, it dips slightly, gracefully, bringing it closer to the surface of the lake. Its reflection is momentarily visible as a dark, fleeting shadow on the still, gray water, a perfect mirror image before it dissipates. The movement is fluid, a seamless extension of the Patagonian landscape itself, an integral part of this wild, beautiful place. You observe the precise, almost imperceptible adjustments of its wingtips, tiny, subtle movements that maintain its perfect balance and trajectory, a silent conversation with the air. The snow continues to fall, a soft, constant veil, yet the hawk remains sharply in focus, a singular point of calm, purposeful motion against the vast, quiet backdrop. The hawk eventually begins to climb, slowly gaining altitude, its silhouette growing smaller against the brightening patch of sky that now reveals a hint of pale blue. It performs one last wide circle, a final, silent farewell to the lake, before gradually disappearing behind the distant, mist-shrouded peaks, merging seamlessly with the vast, quiet wilderness, a silent departure. The soft, quiet memory of the hawk's silent flight still lingers in your mind, a profound image against the backdrop of the gently falling snow. A luxurious sheepskin throw, a comforting weight over your lap, has absorbed the chill of the window pane, leaving you enveloped in a deep, internal warmth. As the last faint glimmer of the hawk's presence fades from the sky, A quiet yearning for another moment of warmth begins to stir, a gentle pull back towards the familiar comforts of your suite, a sanctuary of personal tranquility. With unhurried grace, you ease yourself from the deep window seat, feeling the resilient wool fabric gently release its hold. The soft, shaggy sheepskin throw slides silently to the side as you rise, its warmth a fleeting caress against your legs, a subtle reminder of its luxurious texture. Your bare feet meet the cool, smooth surface of the dark slate rug, then transition to the familiar warmth of the engineered oak floorboards as you move away from the grand lounge's towering windows and the mesmerizing, silent ballet of the falling snow. The lodge's interior remains a sanctuary of hushed tranquility, the distant sounds of the grand fireplace now a faint, rhythmic whisper, a barely audible background hum. You walk slowly, deliberately, towards the intimate comfort of your suite, the soft, diffused morning light guiding your path through the quiet corridors. The air here, perfectly regulated by the lodge's subtle ventilation system, is still and clean, carrying only the faintest echo of the fresh, cold scent from the falling snow outside. A pure, crisp note. As you enter your private space, your gaze settles on the low, hand-carved Lenga wood console, its rich, dark grain absorbing the soft light. Upon its polished surface, a freshly brewed mug of coffee awaits. It has been placed there with quiet precision by an unseen attendant, its presence a thoughtful, unobtrusive gesture of care and anticipation. You approach the console, your fingers brushing lightly against the cool, smooth grain of the native wood, feeling its inherent solidity. The mug itself, a familiar artisanal ceramic, is warm to the touch, radiating a gentle heat into the air around it. A delicate film of condensation has formed on its unglazed exterior, a subtle testament to the cool air of the room meeting the warmth of the dark liquid contained within. You lift the mug, feeling its substantial, comforting weight, a grounding presence in your hands. The condensation feels cool and slightly damp against your fingertips, a refreshing and engaging sensation that draws your attention. You allow your thumb to trace a slow, deliberate line through the fine mist on the mug surface. The condensation parts easily under the lightest touch, leaving a clear, dark path that quickly begins to mist over again, its edges softening as the tiny droplets reform. You repeat the motion, drawing a gentle, curving pattern, then a series of parallel lines, watching with quiet fascination as the delicate droplets reform and subtly blur the design you just created. Each stroke is a small, quiet act of engagement, a moment of focused attention on the delicate interplay of temperature, moisture, and air. The faint, rich aroma of dark roasted coffee, a deep, comforting scent, rises steadily from the mug, mingling harmoniously with the subtle, clean scent of the Patagonian winter that still lingers gently in the air of your suite. You bring the mug closer to your face, feeling the subtle warmth emanating from its rim, and take a slow, deliberate breath, allowing the complex, earthy fragrance of the coffee to fill your senses completely. The smooth, unglazed ceramic feels robust and honest against your lips as you take a small, hesitant sip. The coffee is warm, not hot, its flavor deep and mellow, a gentle warmth spreading through your mouth and down your throat, a soothing, internal embrace. The quiet satisfaction of tracing patterns on the condensation of your morning coffee mug, a small, focused act, still lingers in your fingertips. The mug, now cooled, rests lightly on the Lenga wood console, its subtle aroma fading into the clean air of your suite. The soft, diffused light of the Patagonian morning continues to fill the space, but a new, gentle pull of purpose begins to stir, inviting you to engage with the quiet artistry found throughout the lodge. With unhurried grace, you set the empty ceramic mug back onto the cool, smooth surface of the console, the soft clink, barely audible. You rise from the deep leather armchair, feeling the supple material yield and then gently spring back into form. Your bare feet glide across the warm engineered oak floorboards, then find the thick, hand-knotted wool rug, its dense pile cushioning your steps as you move towards the suite's entrance. The heavy, solid koi-hue door swings open with a precise, satisfying resistance, revealing the hushed corridor beyond. You walk slowly along the timber-lined passage, its walls absorbing any echo, the air perfectly still and temperate. The subtle hum of the lodge's ventilation system is a constant, almost imperceptible presence. Your path leads you to a less frequented area, a quiet corner of the lodge designed for contemplation and focused activity. You push open a substantial, dark wood door, its weight significant, revealing the private lodge study. The light here is soft and indirect, filtering through a tall, narrow window, casting a gentle glow upon the rich, natural materials within. The air carries a clean, woody scent, mingled with a faint, dry aroma of paper and polished surfaces, distinctly different from the wood smoke of the lounge or the sharp lake air of the veranda. Your gaze is immediately drawn to the central feature of the room, a grand, expansive desk crafted from a single thick slab of polished Patagonian cypress. Its surface, a deep, burnished brown with intricate, swirling grains, gleams softly in the diffused light, reflecting the quiet room like a still pool. You approach the desk, your fingers lightly tracing the cool, incredibly smooth surface of the wood, feeling its inherent solidity and the subtle undulations of its natural history. The edges are softly rounded, worn smooth by generations of careful finishing, inviting touch. Upon the desk, a small rectangular wooden box rests, also made of cypress, its lid slightly ajar. You open it fully, the lid settling back with a soft, muted thump. Inside, nestled on a bed of raw wool fibers, are a collection of local artisan crafts, each piece a small, tactile treasure. You reach in, your fingers first brushing against the soft, resilient wool, feeling its lanolin-rich texture. You lift out a small, smoothly carved stone, a river pebble transformed into a perfect ergonomic worry stone, its surface cool and incredibly smooth, with a subtle, almost imperceptible warmth from your touch. The stone is a deep, muted gray, with faint veins of darker mineral running through it. You place the stone carefully onto the polished cypress desk. The soft thud barely audible, a gentle punctuation in the quiet room. Next, you select a small, intricately woven coaster made from undyed alpaca wool, its natural cream color a soft contrast to the dark wood. The fibers are incredibly soft and tightly woven, creating a dense, slightly textured surface that feels delicate, yet robust. You arrange it beside the stone, its soft edges softening the precise lines of the desk. Then, from the box, you draw out a small, hand-painted ceramic dish, its glaze a matte, deep forest green, smooth and cool to your touch. The dish is shallow, perfectly formed, with a subtle, earthy scent from its fired clay. You spend a moment, slowly and deliberately arranging the three objects on the vast, polished surface of the desk: the carved stone, the woven coaster, the ceramic dish. The quiet satisfaction of having arranged the local artisan crafts on the polished cypress desk still settles gently within you. The small, carved riverstone, the woven alpaca coaster, and the ceramic dish rest in perfect, quiet harmony, reflecting the soft, diffused light of the lodge study. A sense of completion, a gentle winding down of focused attention, now invites you to move, a subtle shift in the air beckoning you beyond this tranquil space. With unhurried grace, you turn from the desk, leaving the carefully placed objects in their serene tableau. Your bare feet glide silently across the thick, charcoal gray carpet, then find the smooth, warm timber of the study's entrance. The heavy, dark wood door, a solid panel crafted from local quehu, swings closed behind you with a soft, precise 30, absorbed by the dense materials of the room. The air in the corridor beyond feels subtly different, perhaps a touch cooler, carrying a new, distinct fragrance that begins to gently unfold. You walk slowly along the hushed passageway, its walls a blend of rough-hewn volcanic stone and polished timber panels, each surface absorbing sound, enhancing the lodge's pervasive quietude. The subtle hum of the ventilation system, a constant, almost imperceptible presence, ensures the air remains fresh and still. As you move, your senses begin to register a new, captivating aroma, a clean, woody scent that grows steadily more pronounced with each unhurried step. It is the subtle, unmistakable fragrance of cedar, deep and resonant. The scent guides you towards a more central, expansive area of the lodge, a grand space designed to impress yet still embrace. As you enter, the scale of the room immediately becomes apparent. Overhead, massive, exposed wooden beams stretch across the ceiling, forming an intricate, majestic framework. These are not merely decorative elements, but the very structural backbone of the lodge, crafted from ancient, aged Patagonian cedar. The light here is brighter, softer, filtering through expansive skylights and tall, narrow windows, illuminating the rich, warm tones of the timber. You pause, allowing your gaze to drift upwards, tracing the immense length and breadth of the cedar beams. Their surfaces are smooth, yet with a visible, intricate grain that speaks of decades, perhaps centuries, of slow growth. The color is a deep, rich reddish-brown, warmed by the ambient light, with subtle variations in hue where knots and natural imperfections add character. You notice the precise, almost invisible joinery where the massive timbers meet, a testament to master craftsmanship, each connection strong and silent. You take a slow, deliberate breath, allowing the pervasive, clean scent of cedar to fill your lungs. It is a dry, woody aroma, distinct from the resinous nyaya wood of the reading nook, carrying hints of ancient forests and sun-warmed timber. It feels grounding, almost cleansing, a natural perfume that permeates every corner of this grand space. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the sensation of inhaling this subtle, persistent fragrance, feeling it settle deep within your chest, a quiet, internal warmth. The air around you is still, carrying only this pure, natural scent, an elemental connection to the Patagonian landscape. You open your eyes, allowing your gaze to wander across the vast, timber-framed ceiling once more. The cedar beams, strong and silent, create a sense of enduring shelter, a profound architectural embrace. The faint, distant sounds of the lodge, perhaps a soft clink asterisk from the kitchen or the distant murmur of the grand fireplace, are almost entirely absorbed by the sheer volume of the space and the dense wood, leaving only the pervasive, calming scent of cedar to hold your attention. This quiet, woody fragrance, so deep and constant, invites a profound sense of stillness, a gentle, natural calm that settles deep within your being. The deep, grounding scent of cedar, emanating from the massive wooden beams overhead, still fills the grand space of the lodge, a natural perfume that settles deep within your senses. The soft, diffused light of the Patagonian morning, filtering through skylights and tall windows, bathes the rich timber in a warm, amber glow. A subtle shift in the air, a gentle invitation, now draws your attention towards a nearby arrangement of deep comfort. You slowly lower your gaze from the intricate framework of the cedar beams, feeling the quiet strength of their presence. Your bare feet glide softly across the polished concrete floor, then transition to the plush, hand-knotted wool rugs that define various seating areas within the grand lounge. The distant, rhythmic crackle of the fireplace is a muted, comforting whisper in the background, absorbed by the sheer volume of the space. You are drawn towards a cluster of deep armchairs, their inviting forms beckoning. You approach one of these armchairs, a generous piece upholstered in a rich, dark charcoal wool, its robust texture promising warmth and support. You run your hand lightly over the fabric, feeling the dense, tightly woven fibers, a sensation both substantial and surprisingly soft. Beside the armchair, draped carelessly yet elegantly over its wide armrest, is a thick, exquisitely soft cashmere throw in a complementary shade of deep gray. Its presence is an immediate invitation to deeper comfort. You reach for the cashmere throw, your fingers brushing against its incredibly delicate, downy fibers. The sensation is one of unparalleled softness, a gentle caress against your skin. The throw feels remarkably lightweight, almost ethereal, yet promises immense warmth. You lift it slowly, feeling its subtle resistance as the fine fibers separate, creating a faint, almost inaudible whisper of sound. You drape it over your outstretched arm, allowing its generous length to unfold, feeling its luxurious presence. The faint, clean scent of natural wool, subtle and pure, rises gently from the fabric, mingling with the pervasive cedar aroma of the lodge. With the cashmere throw now in your hands, you settle into the deep armchair. The cushions yield slowly, conforming to the contours of your body with a soft, reassuring cleave. The dense wool upholstery of the chair feels firm, yet deeply comfortable beneath you, providing a stable foundation for relaxation. You arrange the cashmere throw carefully over your legs and lap, allowing its delicate fibers to settle around you like a soft, invisible cloud. The warmth from the throw is immediate and pervasive, a gentle, luxurious embrace that begins to seep into your skin, chasing away any lingering hint of coolness. You lean back into the armchair, feeling the full support of its high backrest, your head sinking into the plush headrest with a soft, contented sigh. The cashmere feels impossibly soft against your hands, a constant, gentle touch that invites a profound sense of ease. The subtle sounds of the lodge, the distant crackle of the fireplace, the faint hum of the ventilation, all seem to recede into a background whisper, leaving only the sensation of the cashmere's softness and warmth. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the tactile sensation of the cashmere against your skin. Its delicate fibers, so fine and yielding, create a profound sense of tranquil luxury. The warmth spreads slowly, steadily, a gentle, pervasive heat that melts away any tension. The deep, grounding scent of cedar from the beams overhead, combined with the pure, soft scent of the cashmere, creates a harmonious, natural aroma that fills your senses. You simply rest, enveloped in this exquisite softness, allowing the quiet comfort to deepen, a profound sense of peace settling deep within your being. The exquisite softness of the cashmere throw, still draped across your lap, provides a profound sense of comfort, its delicate fibers. A gentle weight as you rest in the deep armchair. The pervasive, grounding scent of cedar, emanating from the massive beams overhead, continues to fill the grand lounge, a constant, natural perfume. The soft, diffused light of the Patagonian morning, filtering through the lodge's expansive windows, casts a warm, even glow across the room. A quiet desire for a different kind of engagement. A gentle shift from passive observation to subtle mental exploration begins to stir within you. With unhurried grace, you carefully lift the cashmere throw, feeling its incredible lightness as it slides silently from your lap, leaving a lingering warmth on your skin. You drape it back over the armrest, its delicate fibers settling with a soft, almost inaudible swish. You rise slowly from the deep armchair, feeling the plush wool cushions yield, and then gently spring back into form. Your bare feet glide softly across the polished concrete floor, then transition to the thick, hand-knotted wool rugs, their dense pile cushioning your steps as you move away from the central warmth of the grand lounge. The distant, rhythmic crackle of the fireplace becomes a muted, comforting whisper behind you. Absorbed by the sheer volume of the space, you are drawn back towards the more secluded quietude of the library, a haven of intellectual calm. As you walk along the timber-lined passage, its walls absorbing any echo, the air feels perfectly temperate and still, carrying only the faintest clean scent of cedar from the main lounge, now mingling with a drier, sweeter aroma. You push open the substantial, dark wood door of the private lodge study, its weight significant, revealing the familiar, soft, indirect light that filters through its tall, narrow window. The air here carries a clean, woody scent, blended with a distinct, dry aroma of aged paper and polished surfaces, a subtle invitation to quiet contemplation. Your gaze sweeps across the bespoke cypress shelves, noting the meticulous craftsmanship of the joinery, the rich, burnished brown of the wood. You approach a section dedicated to local history and natural sciences, feeling a quiet pull towards the stories of this ancient land. Your fingers trace the cool, smooth spines of various volumes, some bound in cloth, others in leather, each one holding a silent narrative. You pause, your attention caught by a particular book, its spine, a deep, faded crimson leather, subtly embossed with elegant, gold leaf lettering that has softened with time. It is an antique Patagonian history book, its age evident in its gentle wear. You reach out, your fingers lightly touching the cool, slightly textured leather of the binding. You grasp the book, feeling its substantial, reassuring weight in your hands, a tangible connection to the past. The leather is smooth, yet with a subtle, dry resistance, a unique texture that invites lingering touch. You lift the book from the shelf with a soft, almost imperceptible scrape of its cover against the wood, a gentle sound in the quiet study. A faint, dry, almost sweet scent of old paper and leather, distinct from the cedar, rises from the volume, a rich, comforting fragrance that speaks of countless years and untold stories. You carry the book to a deep, wing-back armchair positioned near the window, its upholstery a soft, muted green linen. You settle into its embrace, the cushions yielding slowly with a soft sigh, cradling your form. The light from the window, still soft and diffused, falls perfectly onto the book. You open the heavy cover, feeling the gentle creak of the aged binding, a soft, resonant sound in the stillness. The first few pages are thick, a creamy parchment color, slightly brittle at the edges, bearing faded, elegant script. The faint, Sweet scent of aged paper from the antique Patagonian history book still clung to your fingertips as you gently closed its heavy, leather-bound cover. The quiet narratives of the past, absorbed from the faded script and sepia photographs, now receded, leaving a gentle stillness in the library's tranquil study. The soft, diffused light, filtering through the tall, narrow window, continued to illuminate the polished cypress desk, upon which the local artisan crafts rested in their serene arrangement. With unhurried grace, you rise from the deep, wing-back armchair, feeling the soft linen cushions yield and then slowly recover their form with a quiet, almost imperceptible sigh of air. The subtle creak of the ancient binding accompanies your movement as you carefully return the heavy book to its designated spot on the cypress shelf, its faded crimson spine settling quietly against the dark wood. Your fingers brush lightly against the smooth wood as you withdraw, leaving the volume to its quiet, historical rest. You walk slowly from the study, your bare feet hushed on the thick, charcoal-gray carpet, passing the arranged artisan crafts on the desk, the carved river stone, the woven alpaca coaster, the ceramic dish, each a small, quiet presence. The heavy, dark wood door of the study closes behind you with a soft, precise thud, absorbed by the dense materials, sealing in its quietude. The air in the corridor beyond feels perfectly temperate, carrying the familiar, clean scent of cedar from the main lounge, now a subtle, comforting presence that hints at the lodge's expansive timber. You continue your unhurried journey, drawn back towards the intimate familiarity of your private suite. The lodge's gentle, almost imperceptible hum is a constant backdrop, a testament to its quiet efficiency. As you enter your suite, the soft, diffused morning light, now a little brighter and more direct, fills the space, illuminating the clean lines and natural textures of your personal sanctuary. The expansive panoramic window still offers a view of the vast, quiet lake, its surface a muted silver under the still overcast sky. Your gaze settles on a small, hand-carved wooden bowl, resting on a low, polished Lenga wood table near the panoramic window. Within it, a collection of smooth river stones, gathered earlier from the lake's quiet shore, awaits your attention. Their surfaces are still slightly dulled from their journey, holding the memory of cold water and natural grit, their colors muted by a fine, almost invisible film. You approach the table, feeling the cool, smooth Lenga wood beneath your fingertips, its grain a subtle texture. You reach into the bowl, your fingers sifting through the cool, rounded stones. Each one is unique in shape and size, a testament to the lake's patient shaping over countless seasons. You select a handful, their varied weights resting comfortably in your palm, feeling their inherent coolness, a grounding sensation. From a slender, discreet drawer within the table, its soft close mechanism barely audible, you retrieve a small, soft polishing cloth, a square of undyed, finely woven linen. Its texture is surprisingly soft, yet with enough subtle grip to work the stone effectively. A tiny, almost imperceptible glass vial of natural, unscented polishing oil, its surface cool and smooth, is also drawn out, catching the ambient light like a tiny, clear jewel. You arrange the selected stones carefully on the linen cloth before you, each one a muted gray, a deep charcoal, or a soft, earthy brown. You select the first stone, a perfectly oval shape, fitting comfortably into the hollow of your palm. Its surface is cool and smooth, but lacks the deep luster it once held when wet, a quiet promise of transformation. With a soft, deliberate movement, you uncork the small glass vial, a tiny, almost silent pop as the stopper yields. The last polished riverstone, now radiating a subtle, inherent warmth and a soft, natural luster, rests comfortably in the wooden bowl. A profound sense of quiet contentment settles over you. A deep, unburdened peace in the heart of your Patagonian retreat. A feeling of gentle completion. The soft, diffuse light from your suite's panoramic window continues to illuminate the room, but a gentle, almost imperceptible coolness against the glass beckons. A quiet, inviting shift in the atmosphere, drawing you beyond the interior warmth. You carefully place the soft linen polishing cloth and the tiny glass vial of unscented oil back into their slender, discreet drawer, its soft, close mechanism barely audible as it retracts into the polished lenga wood. The smooth, cool surface of the table, now clear of your work, feels solid and grounding beneath your fingertips. With unhurried grace, you rise from the armchair, feeling the plush cushions release your form with a soft, gentle sigh, a quiet exhalation of air. Your bare feet glide across the warm, engineered oak floorboards. Then transition to the cool, dark slate rug, its dense pile cushioning your steps as you move towards the expansive glass door of your private balcony. The air within the suite remains perfectly still, carrying only the faintest clean scent of the polished stones, a subtle, earthy purity. You approach the large, sliding glass panel, framed in dark, precision-engineered metal, its surface cool and smooth to the touch, feeling its exact, ambient temperature. With a gentle, deliberate push, the heavy glass glides effortlessly open, with a soft, almost silent whoosh, revealing the immediate sensation of crisp, cold, Patagonian air. You step onto the private balcony, feeling the cool, smooth surface of the dark, honed stone tiles beneath your bare feet, a refreshing, invigorating contrast to the interior warmth. Each tile feels substantial and unyielding, connecting you to the natural bedrock beneath. The air is pure and invigorating, carrying the subtle, sharp scent of distant ice, cold, clear water, and a faint, sweet hint of high-altitude vegetation. You walk to the low, dark railing that defines the edge of your balcony, its polished lenga wood cool and smooth beneath your palms as you lean gently, finding a comfortable anchor. Your gaze sweeps across the vast panoramic vista, immediately drawn to the distant snow-capped peaks. They stand as majestic, silent sentinels, their ancient forms etched sharply against a sky that is now a clearer, deeper blue, a gentle shift from the earlier overcast gray, revealing layers of ethereal color. The snow on their towering summits gleams with an almost ethereal brilliance under the strengthening light, catching the sun's rays in a myriad of tiny, sparkling facets, each one a fleeting point of light. Each ridge and valley of the immense mountains is defined with exquisite clarity, a testament to geological time and the forces of nature. A faint, incredibly subtle whisper of wind drifts across the balcony, a soft, cool caress against your exposed skin, barely stirring the air around you, yet distinct enough to feel its delicate presence. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the pure, cold air to fill your lungs, feeling its invigorating crispness, a cleansing sensation that clears the mind. The silence of the vast landscape is profound, broken only by the almost imperceptible distant lapping of the lake against its shore, a sound so muted it feels more like a memory or a gentle pulse than an actual auditory event. You notice the way the light sculpts the snow on the peaks, creating deep, soft shadows that emphasize their immense scale and quiet grandeur, a play of light and shade across the ancient forms. The air carries a clean, mineral scent, mingled with the faint, invigorating aroma of distant pine forests, a natural, grounding fragrance. The crisp, cold air of the balcony, still carrying the faint scent of distant ice and pine, gently releases its hold as you turn from the majestic, snow-capped peaks. A deeper, more encompassing warmth within the lodge now subtly calls, drawing you from the invigorating chill towards a new kind of light, signaling the gentle progression of the Patagonian afternoon. You carefully slide the large glass panel of your private balcony closed, the precision-engineered metal frame guiding it with a soft, almost silent whoosh, sealing away the outdoor air. The cool, honed stone tiles beneath your bare feet transition to the familiar warmth of the engineered oak floorboards inside your suite. With unhurried grace, you move away from the panoramic window, leaving the vast, serene landscape momentarily behind. Your steps are hushed on the thick, hand-knotted wool rugs as you navigate the quiet corridors of the lodge, the subtle hum of its ventilation system, a constant, almost imperceptible presence. As you walk, the air around you grows noticeably warmer, losing the faint, crisp edge of the outside. The scent of cedar from the grand lounge beams, still present, now begins to mingle with a new, fresher aroma, a delicate blend of damp earth, verdant growth, and something subtly sweet, drawing you onward. You pass through an archway, framed by polished lenga wood, and a sudden, soft radiance envelops you. You have entered the lodge's sun-drenched conservatory, a haven of warmth and light. The space is immediately inviting, a luminous expanse of glass and natural materials. Sunlight, now lower and imbued with a soft golden hue, streams directly through the soaring glass ceiling and walls, bathing the entire room in a pervasive, gentle warmth. The air here is still and sweet, feeling almost humid compared to the dry crispness of the earlier morning, carrying the rich, earthy scent of living plants. Lush, native Patagonian ferns and small, flowering shrubs in large, hand-thrown ceramic pots line the perimeter, their deep green leaves glistening softly in the golden light. The floor is a mosaic of smooth, warm river pebbles, embedded in a polished concrete base, their varied textures catching the light. You are drawn towards a secluded seating area nestled amongst the greenery, where a quiet afternoon tea has been thoughtfully prepared. A low, circular table crafted from a single, thick slice of petrified wood, its surface incredibly smooth and cool, holds a delicate porcelain teapot, its exterior radiating a gentle warmth. Beside it, two exquisite teacups, their fine rims almost translucent, await. A small silver tray holds an arrangement of delicate pastries, tiny golden shortbreads and miniature fruit tarts, their bright colors a subtle contrast to the muted tones of the room. A faint, sweet aroma of baked goods and brewing tea now blends with the earthy scent of the plants. You settle into a deep wicker armchair, its natural fibers yielding with a soft, almost imperceptible creak as you lower yourself. The cushions, upholstered in a soft cream-colored linen, feel cool and smooth against your skin, a pleasant contrast to the warmth of the sun-drenched air. Your fingers, still retaining a subtle coolness from the outdoor air, reach for a delicate porcelain teacup, its fine rim smooth and almost translucent under the direct sunlight. The slight warmth emanating from the empty cup is a gentle promise as you lift it, a soft, almost imperceptible clink against the polished wood of the tray. With unhurried grace, you lift the warm porcelain teapot. A soft, clean to grace as the lid is gently removed, releasing a fragrant cloud of steam, carrying the delicate, herbaceous scent of the Patagonian blend tea. You pour the golden liquid into your cup, a steady, silent stream, watching as it fills, its surface reflecting the golden light of the afternoon sun. You place the teapot back with a gentle thud. The gentle warmth of the sun-drenched conservatory and the delicate, sweet taste of afternoon tea slowly recede as the golden light of the Patagonian afternoon begins its gradual descent. A subtle coolness, a quiet invitation from the approaching evening, starts to permeate the air, guiding you back towards the intimate sanctuary of your private suite, a place of personal warmth and profound quiet. You slowly rise from the deep wicker armchair, its natural fibers yielding with a soft, almost imperceptible creak as you leave its embrace. The cool, smooth linen cushions gently release your form. You place the delicate porcelain teacup back onto the polished petrified wood table, its fine rim making a soft, almost inaudible clink against the cool stone. The faint, earthy scent of the conservatory's plants and the sweet aroma of the pastries gently fade as you move. You walk with unhurried grace from the conservatory, your bare feet finding the warm, engineered oak floorboards of the main lodge. The air in the corridor feels perfectly temperate, a subtle circulation keeping it fresh and still. The distant, muted, criddle-lap-lap-lapping of the lake, barely audible through the thick glass of the conservatory, now completely fades into the lodge's pervasive quietude. You pass the grand lounge, its massive cedar beams now casting long, soft shadows in the diminishing light, the crackle of the fireplace a distant, comforting hum. As you enter your private suite, the light has softened considerably, transitioning from the bright afternoon glow to a more intimate, subdued ambiance. The expansive panoramic window still offers a view of the vast lake, its surface now a deep, reflective gray, mirroring the deepening twilight sky. A new warmth, a subtle, inviting presence, begins to emanate from a specific corner of your suite, a gentle beckoning. Your gaze settles on the sleek, built-in fireplace, a minimalist design of dark, honed stone that is subtly integrated into the wall. Within its hearth, a small, perfectly arranged fire has been quietly lit by an unseen attendant, its flames already dancing with a soft, mesmerizing glow. The air around the fireplace is noticeably warmer, carrying a faint, clean scent of burning lenga wood, a subtle, dry aroma that hints at cozy comfort. You approach the fireplace, your bare feet meeting the cool, smooth surface of the dark slate rug that extends before it. The subtle warmth emanating from the hearth is immediate and pervasive, a comforting embrace against the cooler air of the approaching evening. The flames, a vibrant dance of amber and orange, flicker and sway with a slow, deliberate rhythm, casting soft, shifting shadows across the polished concrete floor and the smooth, dark stone of the fireplace surround. Each flame is distinct, yet part of a larger, mesmerizing whole, a silent, hypnotic ballet of light and heat. You find a deep, low-slung armchair positioned perfectly to absorb the radiant heat, upholstered in a soft, textured wool in a deep forest green. You settle into its plush cushions, feeling them yield slowly, conforming to the contours of your body with a soft, reassuring give. A thick, hand-loomed alpaca throw in a complementary muted gray is draped over the armrest. You reach for it, feeling its incredible softness and lightness as you draw it over your lap, allowing its luxurious warmth to settle around you, a gentle, comforting weight. The subtle sounds of the fire are now the primary focus of your attention. The soft, consistent hiss of sap escaping the wood, the occasional gentle crack as a log shifts, and the quiet whoosh of air being drawn into the hearth. Each sound is distinct, yet harmonious, contributing to a rhythmic, soothing backdrop that seems to slow the passage of time. You watch the flames, their movement a constant, gentle ebb and flow, mesmerizing in their quiet power. The profound warmth from your suite's personal fireplace, a gentle embrace of heat and light, still envelops you in the deep armchair. The alpaca throw a luxurious weight across your lap. The rhythmic hiss and crack of the burning lenga wood are a soothing backdrop to the deepening twilight. However, a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in the air pressure, a faint whisper against the expanse of glass, now draws your attention beyond the interior comfort, towards the quiet murmur of the Patagonian evening. With unhurried grace, you slowly lift the alpaca throw, feeling its incredible softness slide silently from your lap, leaving a lingering warmth on your skin. You drape it back over the armrest, its delicate fibers settling with a soft, almost inaudible swish. You rise slowly from the deep, wool-upholstered armchair, feeling the plush cushions yield, and then gently spring back into form with a quiet sigh. Your bare feet glide softly across the cool, smooth surface of the dark slate rug, then transition to the familiar warmth of the engineered oak floorboards as you move away from the mesmerizing dance of the flames. The air within the suite remains perfectly still, carrying only the faintest, clean scent of the burning wood, a subtle, dry aroma. You walk towards the expansive panoramic window, its triple-glazed glass now reflecting the subtle, deepening blues and grays of the twilight sky. The vast lake beyond is a dark, still mirror, reflecting the first faint stars beginning to emerge above the distant, snow-capped peaks. As you approach, a new, delicate sound begins to reach you, a soft, almost ethereal rustle, carried on an unseen current. It is the gentle whisper of leaves, a subtle, dry sound that speaks of the ancient forests surrounding the lodge. You stand by the window, your fingertips lightly touching the cool, smooth surface of the glass, feeling the slight vibration of the distant wind. The outdoor air, though still held at bay, feels distinctly cooler now, carrying the sharp, pure scent of cold mountain air, mingled with the faint, sweet aroma of pine needles and damp earth. You lean closer, pressing your ear gently against the glass, straining to hear the delicate sound more clearly. The rustle is faint, a continuous, soft she-sees, as if the wind is whispering secrets through the ancient foliage. Your gaze drifts towards the dark, indistinct shapes of the araucaria trees that line the distant hills, their heavy branches now dusted with a fresh layer of snow. It is from these ancient, resilient trees that the sound seems to emanate, carried on the gentle mountain breeze. The wind itself is imperceptible, a silent force that only reveals its presence through the subtle movement of the leaves, a soft, rhythmic caress against the brittle, winter-hardened foliage. The sound is not harsh or abrasive, but a delicate, almost musical whisper, a natural lullaby from the heart of the Patagonian wilderness. You close your eyes, allowing the soft, continuous rustle of the leaves to wash over you, feeling its gentle rhythm resonate deep within your chest. The sound is deeply calming, a natural white noise that seems to dissolve any lingering thoughts or distractions. You imagine the delicate dance of each individual leaf, responding to the unseen breath of the mountain breeze, a slow, unhurried movement in the deepening twilight. The air inside your suite, perfectly still and warm, creates a comforting contrast to the imagined coolness of the mountain air outside. The subtle shift in the sky outside the panoramic window now reveals a deeper indigo, almost black at its zenith, with a scattering of brighter, more defined stars. The lake below is an even darker mirror, reflecting the celestial tapestry above. The soft rustle continues, a constant, gentle presence, a reminder of the vast, quiet, natural world that surrounds your luxurious sanctuary. The soft, continuous rustle of leaves, carried on the gentle mountain breeze outside, still whispers faintly against the panoramic window of your suite. The quiet rhythm of the Patagonian evening, deepening into twilight, settles around you, a profound sense of peace. The comforting warmth from your personal fireplace, its flames now a soft, pulsing glow, continues to radiate, inviting a deeper, more enveloping form of relaxation. With unhurried grace, you slowly rise from the deep, wool-upholstered armchair, feeling the plush cushions yield, and then gently spring back into form with a quiet sigh. The alpaca throw, its softness a lingering caress, is carefully draped back over the armrest, its delicate fibers settling with a soft, almost inaudible swish. Your bare feet glide softly across the cool, smooth surface of the dark slate rug, then transition to the familiar warmth of the engineered oak floorboards as you move away from the mesmerizing dance of the flames. The air within the suite remains perfectly still, carrying only the faintest, clean scent of the burning wood, a subtle, dry aroma that blends with the distant pine. You walk towards the entrance of your private bathroom, a sanctuary of luxurious calm. The light here is soft and indirect, emanating from concealed fixtures, casting a warm, even glow over the natural materials. The floor is a continuous expanse of honed Patagonian marble, cool and incredibly smooth beneath your bare feet, its subtle gray veins catching the diffused light. The walls are clad in large, seamless panels of the same marble, creating a sense of serene enclosure. The air, perfectly temperate, carries a clean, mineral scent, mingled with a hint of something subtly herbaceous, anticipating your next indulgence. Your gaze settles on the deep, freestanding soaking tub, an elegant oval crafted from a single block of polished white stone, its surface gleaming softly. A polished chrome tap, minimalist in design, extends gracefully over the tub, its surface cool and smooth to your touch. With a gentle, deliberate turn of the solid metal handle, a soft, steady stream of warm water begins to flow into the tub, creating a low, consistent gurgle that quickly fills the quiet space. The sound of the water, a soothing, continuous presence, immediately begins to relax your senses. As the tub slowly fills, you turn your attention to a small, dark wood tray resting on a nearby marble ledge. Upon it, an array of small, amber-colored glass bottles, each with a precisely labeled, minimalist design, catches the soft light. These contain fragrant Patagonian essential oils, carefully distilled from native plants known for their calming and restorative properties. You reach for one, its cool, smooth glass fitting comfortably into your palm. The label, in a subtle, elegant script, indicates Araucaria pine, a scent reminiscent of the ancient forests. With a soft, deliberate twist, you uncork the small bottle, a tiny, almost silent trud pop as the stopper yields. The clean, sharp scent of Araucaria pine immediately rises, a fresh, woody aroma with a subtle, sweet undertone that invigorates the senses while simultaneously grounding them. You bring the bottle closer to the rising steam from the tub, allowing the warm, moist air to carry the fragrance. You carefully dispense a few drops of the essential oil into the flowing water. Each drop falls with a soft, almost imperceptible plink into the warm liquid, creating tiny, iridescent swirls on the surface. The pine scent immediately disperses into the steam, mingling with the clean, mineral aroma of the water, creating a rich, immersive fragrance that fills the bathroom. The water level continues to rise, the sound a steady, gentle gurgle, now accompanied by the soft, fragrant steam. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the warm, pine-scented steam to fill your lungs, feeling its soothing, expansive effect. The fragrant steam from the almost full tub still rises, carrying the soothing scent of Araucaria pine, a gentle, earthy aroma that fills the tranquil space of your private bathroom. The continuous gurgle of the flowing water is a constant, calming presence, but a subtle desire for a different kind of sensory richness, a gentle melody, begins to stir within you, inviting a deeper, more profound relaxation to accompany the evening's ritual. You reach for the polished chrome tap, its cool, smooth surface, a pleasant contrast against your fingertips. With a soft, precise turn of the solid metal handle, the steady flow of warm water diminishes, then ceases entirely, leaving only the gentle, rhythmic drip, drip, drip of residual water, echoing softly against the deep, white stone of the tub. The silence that follows is profound, punctuated only by the faint, distant whisper of the mountain breeze against your suite's panoramic window, a sound that seems to recede into the deepening twilight. The air in the bathroom, still warm and humid from the steam, carries a concentrated, comforting essence of pine. You step from the warm, moist embrace of the bathroom, your bare feet meeting the cool, smooth Patagonian marble floor, then transitioning to the familiar warmth of the engineered oak floorboards of your suite. The air here is softer, drier, carrying the faintest echo of the pine scent from the bath, now mingling with the subtle, clean aroma of the lodge's polished timber. The panoramic window reveals the lake now almost entirely dark, reflecting only the faint glimmer of distant stars beginning to emerge above the distant, snow-capped peaks, the last vestiges of twilight, fading into a deep, velvety indigo. Your gaze drifts towards a secluded corner of the suite, where a vintage record player, a beautiful piece of craftsmanship, rests on a low console. It is crafted from dark, polished lenga wood, its surface gleaming softly in the subdued light, reflecting the quiet room like a still pool. The intricate grain of the wood is visible, a testament to its natural origin and careful finishing. Beside it, a collection of vinyl records stands neatly arranged in a custom-built wooden cabinet, their spines a quiet, inviting landscape of muted colors and subtle textures, each one holding a promise of sound. You approach the console, your fingers lightly tracing the cool, smooth grain of the lenga wood, feeling its inherent solidity. You reach for the records, your fingertips brushing against the smooth, cool edges of their thick cardboard sleeves. The faint, dry scent of aged paper and vinyl, a unique aroma, rises gently as you sift through the collection. A particular classical piece, perhaps a gentle piano concerto or a soft orchestral movement, seems to call to you, its title a quiet suggestion of harmony and peace. You carefully slide a specific album from its place, feeling the subtle, satisfying resistance of the sleeve against its neighbors, followed by a faint, soft whoosh of air as it is fully extracted. You hold the record album in your hands, feeling its reassuring weight, the smooth, cool cardboard of the sleeve, a pleasant texture. You examine the cover, its art, simple and elegant, a faded illustration or a minimalist design in muted tones. With deliberate care, you slide the large, circular vinyl disc from its paper inner sleeve, the soft showns of the paper against the record surface almost imperceptible. The vinyl itself is cool and smooth to the touch, its dark, reflective surface a mirror for the soft, ambient light of the suite. You run the pad of your thumb lightly over the grooves, feeling the incredibly fine, intricate texture, a silent promise of the music held within. You lift the cool, smooth vinyl disc towards the turntable, its dark surface catching the faint light from the fireplace, revealing a subtle sheen. The stylus, a tiny gleaming point of precision, awaits its gentle descent. The cool, smooth vinyl disc, now gently spinning on the turntable, begins its quiet revolution. A soft, almost imperceptible plink signals the needle finding its groove, and the first, pure notes of a timeless classical piece emerge, a gentle, unhurried melody filling your private suite. The lake beyond the panoramic window has already melted into an almost complete darkness, reflecting only the distant pinpricks of emerging stars, the deepening Patagonian evening inviting a profound sense of quiet. You allow the music to wash over you for a few moments, letting its gentle rhythm settle deep within. Then, your gaze drifts towards a minimalist control panel integrated subtly into the wall near the record player. Its surface is a smooth, dark slate, cool to the touch. You press a single, small, illuminated button, its surface yielding with a soft, precise click. The ambient lights throughout your suite, previously a soft, diffused glow, begin a slow, almost imperceptible dimming. The room gradually deepens into a softer, warmer twilight, the edges of the furniture softening, the panoramic view of the dark lake becoming even more profound against the gentle interior glow. The only remaining significant light is the soft, pulsing warmth from your personal fireplace, its flames now casting long, dancing shadows across the polished concrete floor and the smooth, dark stone of its surround. With the suite now bathed in this intimate, subdued light, you turn slowly from the console. Your bare feet glide across the warm, engineered oak floorboards, each step hushed, cushioned by the natural resilience of the wood. The faint, clean scent of burning lenga wood from the fireplace, mingled with the subtle, deep tones of the classical music, guides you towards the expansive bed that dominates the center of the room. The air around you feels perfectly still and temperate, a gentle cocoon. You approach the bed, its pristine, inviting form, a promise of deep rest. The heavy wool duvet, which had been carefully folded back earlier, now rests in a soft, substantial mound. You reach out, your fingers grasping the edge of the duvet, feeling its comforting weight and the soft, organic cotton of its cover. With a slow, deliberate movement, you pull it back further, allowing it to unfurl and settle softly at the foot of the bed, revealing the smooth, cool expanse of the bed sheets beneath. A faint, soft whisper of fabric accompanies this movement, a gentle sound in the quiet room. Your eyes settle on the bed sheets, a pristine expanse of undyed organic linen, their surface a soft, muted cream color that subtly catches the dim light from the fireplace. You reach out your hand, your fingertips making first contact with the fabric. The linen feels incredibly smooth, cool, and crisp against your skin, a refreshing sensation after the day's gentle warmth. You run your palms slowly across the surface, feeling the fine, tight weave of the natural fibers, a delicate, almost imperceptible texture that invites lingering touch. The coolness is not sharp, but a gentle, welcoming sensation, a promise of comfort for the night ahead. You trace the subtle fold of the top sheet, feeling its clean, unyielding edge and the slight, comforting weight of the fabric against your skin. The faint, clean scent of freshly laundered linen, subtle and pure, rises gently, mingling with the deeper, more complex aromas of the suite, a profound and grounding fragrance. The smooth, cool linen of the sheets, a gentle caress against your skin, invites you to surrender completely to its embrace. The soft, classical music from the vintage record player fills the muted air, a quiet, flowing melody that seems to weave itself into the deepening peace of the Patagonian night, a perfect invitation to drift into profound rest. The smooth, cool linen of your bedsheets, a crisp caress against your bare skin, invites you deeper into the quiet embrace of your bed. The soft, flowing melody of the classical music from the vintage record player continues to fill the muted air of your suite, a gentle lullaby that seems to weave itself into the deepening peace of the Patagonian night. The subtle warmth from your personal fireplace, its flames now a soft, pulsing glow, casts long, dancing shadows across the polished concrete floor, creating an intimate, tranquil ambiance. You settle further into the pristine sheets, feeling the gentle pressure of the firm yet enveloping mattress beneath you, a perfect foundation for rest. The organic cotton of the duvet, a substantial yet breathable weight, is pulled up to your chin, its softness a comforting barrier against the slight coolness of the night air. The faint, clean scent of freshly laundered linen, subtle and pure, now blends with the warm, dry aroma of burning lenga wood, creating a grounding, natural perfume that fills your senses. The air around you is perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, maintaining an ideal, constant temperature. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the soothing classical music to wash over you, feeling its gentle rhythm resonate deep within your chest. The music is a quiet, flowing stream, carrying away any lingering thoughts or distractions from the day. The soft hiss and occasional crack of the fireplace are almost imperceptible now, absorbed by the deeper quietude of the night. You feel completely at ease, suspended in a cocoon of luxurious comfort and profound stillness, a deep sense of peace settling over you. After a few moments, you slowly open your eyes, drawn by a subtle, ethereal light that has begun to appear on the far wall. Your gaze drifts towards the expansive panoramic window, which now reveals the majestic Patagonian lake bathed in a soft, silvery glow. The moon, a bright, full orb, has risen high above the distant, snow-capped peaks, casting its tranquil light directly onto the water's surface. The moonlight paints a wide, shimmering path across the dark, still expanse of the lake, a luminous ribbon of silver that stretches from the distant shore almost to your window. You watch, mesmerized, as the light seems to dance and ripple with an almost imperceptible movement, as if the lake itself is breathing. The play of moonlight on the water is hypnotic, creating intricate, shifting patterns of light and shadow, each one fleeting and delicate. The surface of the lake, so dark moments ago, is now alive with this soft, celestial glow, transforming it into a vast, silent mirror for the night sky. A faint, incredibly subtle shimmer, like scattered diamonds, appears where the moonlight touches the water closest to the lodge, a delicate sparkle that catches your eye. The distant snow-capped mountains, once dark silhouettes, are now softly illuminated by the moonlight, their peaks glowing with an otherworldly, ethereal white, their ancient forms softened by the gentle, pervasive radiance. The sky above is a deep, velvety black, studded with countless, brilliant stars that seem to twinkle with a quiet intensity, a celestial tapestry against which the moon shines with serene power. You shift slightly, turning your head to gaze more directly at the panoramic window, allowing the tranquil scene to fill your vision. The coolness of the triple-glazed glass, though still holding back the crisp night air, feels like a subtle connection to the vast, quiet wilderness outside. The soft classical music continues its gentle flow, a perfect, unobtrusive accompaniment to the silent spectacle of the moonlight on the lake. The rhythmic sound of the record player's needle on the vinyl, a faint, consistent crackle, blends with the profound stillness of the night. The soft, ethereal glow of the moonlight on the lake, which had filled your panoramic window moments ago, has now gently faded, replaced by the first, pristine light of a new Patagonian morning. The cool, smooth linen of your bedsheets, a crisp caress against your skin, still holds you in its comforting embrace, but a quiet, subtle stirring, a gentle call to delicate activity, begins to draw you from the deep rest. You slowly push back the luxurious, organic cotton duvet, feeling its substantial weight yield and pool softly at the foot of the bed. The soft, classical music from the vintage record player has long since faded into a profound silence, leaving only the faintest, rhythmic whisper of the personal fireplace, its flames now a low, pulsing ember. Your bare feet meet the familiar, warm, engineered oak floorboards, each step hushed and deliberate, as you rise from the bed. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, carrying only the faintest, clean scent of burning lenga wood, a subtle, dry aroma. You walk towards a secluded, sunlit corner of your suite, where a small, meticulously crafted wooden workstation awaits. It is a bespoke piece, made from light-colored Patagonian cypress, its surface polished to a soft, inviting sheen that gleams gently in the morning light. The light here is brighter, softer, filtering directly through a tall, narrow window, illuminating the fine dust motes dancing in the calm air. Upon the workstation, a shallow, wide cedar box, its lid slightly ajar, rests. From within, a faint, dry, earthy aroma, distinctly different from the cedar of the box itself, begins to reach you, the delicate scent of dried wildflowers. You approach the workstation, your fingers lightly tracing the cool, smooth surface of the cypress wood, feeling its inherent solidity and the subtle undulations of its natural grain. You open the cedar box fully, its lid settling back with a soft, almost inaudible grute thump. Inside, nestled on sheets of thick, cream-colored archival paper, lies your collection of pressed wildflowers, gathered from the lodge grounds during earlier, warmer days. Their colors, though muted by the pressing, still hold a gentle vibrancy, soft lavenders, pale yellows, and delicate pinks, each petal and leaf perfectly preserved in time. You reach into the box, your fingertips brushing against the cool, dry surface of the archival paper. You lift out a single sheet, holding it carefully between your thumb and forefinger. Upon it, a cluster of tiny, star-shaped flowers, their petals almost translucent, adheres delicately. The paper itself feels slightly crisp, yet pliable, making a faint, dry rustle as you handle it, a delicate whisper of preserved nature. The earthy, subtle scent of the dried flowers intensifies slightly as they are disturbed, a grounding, natural perfume that speaks of meadows and mountain air. From a small, velvet-lined compartment within the workstation, you retrieve a pair of fine-tipped, polished steel tweezers. Their cool, smooth surface a pleasant weight in your hand. Next, a tiny, soft-bristled brush, its natural hairs incredibly delicate, is carefully selected. You begin the slow, meticulous process of organizing. With the utmost care, You use the tweezers to gently lift a single pressed flower from its current position on the archival paper. The delicate petals, so thin and fragile, barely resist the gentle pull, and a soft, almost imperceptible click of the tweezers accompanies the lift. You prepare a fresh sheet of archival paper, its surface pristine and smooth. With the small, soft brush, you lightly sweep away any minuscule dust particles from the paper's surface, a barely audible "nouash" sound. Then, with precise, unhurried movements, you carefully position the delicate flower onto the clean paper, using the tweezers to adjust its orientation by millimeters. The last pressed wildflower, a delicate whisper of crimson, is carefully settled onto its fresh sheet of archival paper. A quiet sense of completion gently expands within you as the soft, diffused morning light illuminates the workstation in your suite. The faint, earthy scent of dried petals and leaves still subtly perfumes the air, a gentle echo of nature preserved. A new, deeper warmth, a profound heat now beckons, drawing your attention away from the intricate beauty of the botanicals towards a more enveloping indulgence, a different kind of sanctuary. You slowly close the wide cedar box, its lid settling with a soft, muted dying time, securing your collection of pressed wildflowers within. The polished steel tweezers and soft bristled brush are returned to their velvet-lined compartment, the tiny click of the lid barely audible as it closes. You rise from the workstation, feeling the cool, smooth cypress wood beneath your fingertips for a final moment, its fine grain, a subtle texture. Your bare feet glide across the warm, engineered oak floorboards, then find the thick, hand-knotted wool rug, its dense pile cushioning each step as you move away from the window's soft light. The air in your suite remains perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, carrying only the faintest clean aroma of wood and paper. You walk with unhurried grace from your suite, closing the substantial quahue door behind you with a soft, precise thud absorbed by the dense timber. The corridor is hushed, its timber-lined walls absorbing any echo, creating a pervasive quietude. The subtle hum of the lodge's systems is a constant, almost imperceptible presence, a low thrumming that grounds the space. Your path leads you through a series of quiet passages, each transition marked by a subtle shift in temperature or light, until a distinct, clean scent begins to reach you, a warm, woody aroma, mingled with a hint of fresh eucalyptus, signaling your approach to the lodge's private spa, a place of profound relaxation. You pass through a wide, arching doorway, framed by smooth, dark, volcanic stone, and enter the hushed, warm environment of the spa reception. The light here is soft and indirect, emanating from concealed fixtures, casting a warm, even glow over the polished river stone floor, its surface cool and smooth beneath your bare feet. A quiet attendant, moving with imperceptible grace and silent steps, offers a soft, thick linen towel, its texture cool and crisp against your hand, its fresh, clean scent a subtle invitation. You accept it with a silent nod, feeling its luxurious weight. You are guided to a private changing area, its walls of smooth, dark timber, where you prepare for the serene warmth that awaits, a quiet anticipation building. Stepping from the changing area, your bare feet meet the smooth, cool stone floor once more as you approach a door crafted from light, unvarnished cedar, its surface cool and slightly rough to the touch. A faint, dry, pervasive heat radiates from behind it, carrying a clean, woody scent, now more concentrated and pure. You push the cedar door inward, feeling its smooth, silent swing, a gentle resistance as the air pressure shifts, and step into the immediate, quiet warmth of your personal sauna. The light inside is dim, a soft amber glow from hidden fixtures, illuminating the pale, unvarnished cedar wood of the walls and benches. The air is immediately dry and intensely warm, enveloping you completely, a profound and pervasive heat that touches every inch of your skin, a comforting blanket. You close the cedar door behind you with a soft, satisfying thud, sealing in the warmth and quiet. The silence within the sauna is absolute, broken only by the soft, almost imperceptible hiss of the hot stones from the heater in the corner. A gentle, rhythmic sound that quickly becomes a part of the pervasive, dry heat. The pervasive, dry heat of the personal sauna, a comforting blanket against your skin, slowly begins to recede as you gently push open the light, unvarnished cedar door. The subtle hiss of the hot stones, a rhythmic whisper, fades behind you, replaced by the softer, cooler air of the spa's quiet changing area. The clean, woody scent of cedar, mingled with a hint of fresh eucalyptus, still lingers in your senses, a soothing echo of profound relaxation. You step from the changing area, your bare feet meeting the smooth, cool riverstone floor of the spa, its surface cool and incredibly smooth beneath your touch. The light here is soft and indirect, emanating from concealed fixtures, casting a warm, even glow over the natural materials. You walk slowly along a hushed corridor, its walls clad in smooth, dark timber, absorbing any echo. The subtle hum of the lodge's ventilation system, a constant, almost imperceptible presence, ensures the air remains fresh and still. The air now carries a fainter, more generalized aroma of polished wood and distant wood smoke, a familiar, grounding scent. Your path leads you back towards the Grand Lounge, the central heart of the lodge. As you approach, the light begins to dim further, transitioning from the soft, even glow of the spa to a more intimate, subdued ambiance. The expansive windows of the lounge, which once framed the majestic Patagonian lake, now show only a deep, velvety black, reflecting the profound darkness of the winter night. The distant, rhythmic crackle of the grand fireplace, a comforting presence throughout the day, has softened considerably, becoming a low, consistent murmur. You enter the Grand Lounge, its immense cedar beams overhead, now almost entirely lost in the soft ambient gloom, their rich, dark tones absorbing the limited light. The air here is warm and dry, carrying a deep, pervasive scent of burning wood, richer and more concentrated than the earlier wisp from your suite. Your gaze is immediately drawn to the massive fireplace, crafted from rough-cut local granite, its deep hearth now a focal point of subdued light. Within the hearth, the robust flames that once danced so vibrantly have receded, leaving behind a bed of softly glowing embers. They pulse with a quiet internal fire, a deep, resonant orange and red that seems to breathe with a slow, gentle rhythm. Each ember is a tiny, self-contained universe of warmth, its edges a soft, blurred glow against the darker, cooling ash. You watch, mesmerized, as a faint, almost imperceptible hiss rises from the embers, a subtle sound as the last vestiges of heat are released from the ancient wood. An occasional, delicate spark, a fleeting pinpoint of brilliant orange, will suddenly appear, rising slowly before vanishing into the soft gloom of the chimney, a silent, ephemeral dance. You find a deep, low-slung armchair, positioned perfectly to absorb the gentle, radiant heat from the hearth, its plush cushions upholstered in a rich, textured wool. You settle into its embrace, feeling the cushions yield slowly, conforming to the contours of your body with a soft, reassuring give. A thick, hand-loomed sheepskin throw, in a natural, undyed cream, is draped over the armrest. You reach for it, feeling its incredible softness and shaggy texture as you draw it over your lap, allowing its luxurious warmth to settle around you. A gentle, comforting weight. The subtle sounds of the embers are now the primary focus of your attention. The low, consistent hiss, the faint, almost imperceptible crackle as a tiny piece of wood settles, and the profound silence that follows each sound. Each element contributes to a rhythmic, soothing backdrop that seems to slow the passage of time. You watch the embers, their soft, pulsing glow, a constant gentle ebb and flow of light and warmth, mesmerizing in their quiet power. The soft, pulsing glow of the embers in the great room hearth, a deep, resonant orange and red, continues to radiate a gentle warmth, a comforting presence in the grand lounge. The sheepskin throw, a luxurious weight across your lap, provides a grounding comfort as the Patagonian night deepens around you. The subtle hiss and occasional hiss of the embers are a soothing backdrop, but a new, delicate visual detail now begins to capture your attention, a quiet artistry unfolding on the glass. With unhurried grace, you slowly lift the sheepskin throw, feeling its incredible softness slide silently from your lap, leaving a lingering warmth on your skin. You drape it back over the armrest, its shaggy fibers settling with a soft, almost inaudible swish. You rise slowly from the deep, wool-upholstered armchair, feeling the plush cushions yield, and then gently spring back into form with a quiet sigh. Your bare feet glide softly across the polished concrete floor, then transition to the thick, hand-knotted wool rugs, their dense pile cushioning your steps as you move away from the central warmth of the hearth. The air within the lounge remains perfectly still, carrying only the faintest clean scent of burning wood, a subtle, dry aroma. You walk slowly towards the towering, panoramic windows that line the far wall of the grand lounge. The vast lake beyond is now an almost uniform expanse of deep, velvety black, reflecting the profound darkness of the winter night, with only the faintest shimmer of distant starlight on its surface. As you approach the glass, a subtle, intricate pattern begins to emerge, catching the faint ambient light from the interior. It is a delicate filigree of frost, transforming the clear window pane into a canvas of ephemeral art. You stand by the window, your fingertips lightly touching the cool, smooth surface of the triple-glazed glass. The coldness radiating from the frost is distinct, a gentle chill that contrasts with the warmth of your skin, yet it feels grounding, connecting you to the profound cold outside. You lean closer, allowing your eyes to wander slowly across the intricate patterns. Each crystalline branch and delicate fern-like frond is formed with exquisite precision, a silent, microscopic architecture of ice. The light from the lodge's interior, soft and warm, catches the delicate edges of the frost, making them gleam with a faint, ethereal sparkle, like countless tiny diamonds scattered across the glass. You allow your finger to trace a slow, deliberate line through the delicate frost on the window pane. The ice yields with an almost imperceptible scrape, a soft, dry sound that is barely audible. The path your finger creates leaves a momentarily clear, dark line, through which you can glimpse the even darker, profound blackness of the night outside. But almost immediately, tiny, feathery tendrils of new frost begin to creep back into the cleared path, slowly blurring its edges, a testament to the persistent cold. You repeat the motion, tracing a gentle curve, then a series of parallel lines, watching the intricate dance of creation and reformation unfold before your eyes. The coldness of the glass against your fingertip is a constant, subtle sensation, a grounding reminder of the winter night. The subtle sounds of the lodge, The distant hiss of the embers, the faint hum of the ventilation are almost entirely absorbed by the thick glass and the quiet intensity of your focus. The air around you is still, carrying only the clean, faint scent of cold, pure ice, a subtle, natural aroma that is both refreshing and calming. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the cool, pure scent to fill your senses. Feeling its invigorating crispness, you continue to trace patterns on the frost, each movement slow and deliberate, a meditative engagement with nature's fleeting artistry. The intricate patterns of frost on the window pane, a delicate filigree of ice, have slowly softened and blurred under the gentle warmth radiating from within the grand lounge. The soft, pulsing glow of the embers in the hearth, a deep, resonant orange, continues its quiet dance, a comforting presence as the Patagonian night deepens. A new, subtle invitation to a different kind of tactile comfort now stirs, a desire for the familiar softness of a freshly laundered blanket, preparing for the profound rest that awaits. With unhurried grace, you slowly rise from the deep, wool-upholstered armchair, feeling the plush cushions yield and then gently spring back into form with a quiet sigh. The sheepskin throw, its luxurious weight and softness a lingering caress, is carefully draped back over the armrest, its shaggy fibers settling with a soft, almost inaudible swish. Your bare feet glide softly across the polished concrete floor, then transition to the thick, hand-knotted wool rugs, their dense pile cushioning your steps as you move away from the mesmerizing glow of the hearth. The air within the lounge remains perfectly still, carrying only the faintest, clean scent of burning wood, a subtle, dry aroma. You walk slowly through the hushed corridors of the lodge, the timber-lined walls absorbing any echo, creating a pervasive quietude. The subtle hum of the lodge's ventilation system, a constant, almost imperceptible presence, ensures the air remains fresh and still. Your path leads you towards the intimate sanctuary of your private suite, where the soft, diffused light of the interior blends with the profound darkness outside the panoramic window. The lake beyond is now an inky black, reflecting only the distant pinpricks of emerging stars, the vastiness of the Patagonian night. As you enter your suite, the gentle warmth from your personal fireplace, its flames now a very low, pulsing ember, continues to radiate, creating an intimate, tranquil ambiance. Your gaze settles on the expansive bed, its pristine, inviting form a promise of deep rest. Upon it, carefully folded at the foot, rests a freshly laundered wool blanket, its presence a thoughtful, unobtrusive gesture from an unseen attendant. Its color is a deep, muted gray, a subtle contrast to the crisp, cream-colored linen sheets. You approach the bed, your fingers lightly touching the soft, dense surface of the wool blanket. It feels incredibly soft and resilient, its fibers cool yet promising immense warmth. The faint, clean scent of fresh laundry, a pure and comforting aroma, rises gently from the fabric, mingling with the subtle, dry scent of the lenga wood from the fireplace. You grasp the blanket, feeling its substantial, reassuring weight in your hands, a tactile reminder of its comforting properties. With unhurried, deliberate movements, you begin to unfold the blanket. The dense wool yields slowly, its fibers making a soft, almost inaudible sound as the folds separate. You allow it to unfurl gently, its generous size revealing itself. You smooth out any creases with the flat of your hand, feeling the even texture of the weave, the subtle variations in the natural wool fibers. The blanket is a masterpiece of quiet luxury, its simplicity and quality speaking for themselves. You then begin the process of gently folding it back, preparing it for evening comfort. You grasp two corners, lift the blanket, allowing it to hang heavy and straight for a moment. Then bring the corners together with a soft, almost soundless asterisk flump, asterisk as the fabric meets. You smooth the new fold with your hands, feeling the layers of wool press against each other, creating a pleasing density. The rhythmic, repetitive motion of folding is deeply calming, a meditative engagement with simple, tactile beauty. Each fold is precise, deliberate, ensuring a perfect, even stack. The dense, freshly laundered wool blanket, now perfectly folded and resting at the foot of your bed, radiates a subtle, comforting presence. The quiet warmth from your personal fireplace, its flames of very low, pulsing ember, continues its gentle dance, casting soft, shifting shadows across the suite's polished concrete floor. The air, faintly scented with wood smoke and clean wool, feels perfectly still and temperate, inviting a deeper sense of evening calm. You slowly turn from the bed, leaving the neatly folded blanket as a quiet promise of warmth for the night. Your bare feet glide across the warm, engineered oak floorboards, each step hushed and deliberate. The soft, ambient light of the suite, now deeply subdued, guides your path towards the discreet kitchenette, a study in understated functionality and exquisite materials. The vast lake beyond the panoramic window is an inky black, reflecting only the distant pinpricks of emerging stars, a profound darkness that enhances the interior intimacy. You approach the kitchenette's honed dark granite counter, its surface cool and smooth to the touch, reflecting the dim light with a muted sheen. Above, custom cabinetry crafted from rich lenga wood offers quiet storage, its grain visible through a clear, matte finish. A new, subtle aroma begins to reach you, a delicate blend of dried herbs and something faintly sweet, a natural, calming fragrance that promises tranquility. You open a slender, recessed drawer, its soft-close mechanism barely audible, revealing an array of carefully curated provisions. Your fingers lightly touch a small, dark wood box, its surface smooth and cool, containing a selection of local herbal teas. The wood feels aged and substantial, its craftsmanship evident in the precise, seamless joints. You lift the box, feeling its reassuring weight, and place it gently onto the granite counter, a soft, almost imperceptible thud. With unhurried grace, you lift the lid of the wooden box, a soft, dry creak of the hinges accompanying the movement. Inside, neatly arranged in individual compartments, are small, sealed pouches of various herbal blends, each labeled with an elegant, minimalist script. Their colors are muted, soft greens, pale browns, and hints of dried blossoms, a quiet palette of natural tranquility. From within the box, the delicate, earthy scent of dried herbs rises, a complex aroma of chamomile, mint, and a subtle, almost floral sweetness, a grounding perfume that fills the intimate space of the kitchenette. You reach into the box, your fingertips brushing lightly against the smooth, cool surface of the sealed pouches. You select 3 specific blends, chosen for their calming properties: a pure chamomile, a local Patagonian mint, and a rare, slightly floral blend of native mountain herbs. Each pouch feels subtly different, some a little softer, others a little crisper, beneath your touch. The faint rustle of the dried herbs within their pouches is barely audible, a delicate whisper of nature. You arrange the 3 selected pouches carefully on the granite counter before you, their muted colors a quiet contrast against the dark stone. Then, from a nearby cabinet, you retrieve 3 delicate artisanal ceramic mugs, their unglazed surfaces cool and smooth, their forms simple and elegant. A fine mesh infuser, its tiny holes catching the dim light, is placed beside each mug, awaiting its herbal contents. The quiet whir of the kettle as it heats filtered water is a comforting, low hum, a precise, engineered sound that quickly fades as the water reaches its optimal temperature. You open the first pouch, the chamomile, with a soft, dry crinkle of the paper. The delicate, papery leaves, a pale green, rustle almost imperceptibly as you pour them into the infuser, releasing a soft, sweet, hay-like scent. Then the mint, its leaves a darker green, offering a crisp, invigorating aroma as they fall with a faint swish. The soothing aromas of the 3 herbal teas, now gently steeping in their artisanal ceramic mugs, fill the intimate space of your kitchenette. The subtle scents of chamomile, mint, and mountain herbs mingle in the air, creating a harmonious, calming blend. The dim light from your personal fireplace, its flames now a very low, pulsing ember, casts a soft, tranquil glow, highlighting the steaming mugs and the quiet ritual of preparation. A new, almost imperceptible sound, a soft, subtle whisper, begins to emerge from the very structure of the lodge, a gentle invitation to deeper listening. You carefully lift the fine mesh infusers from each mug, allowing the last few drops of golden liquid to fall with a soft, delicate plink before placing them gently onto a small, polished stone coaster. The warm, herbaceous aroma from the teas continues to rise, a comforting presence. You turn from the kitchenette, leaving the prepared teas to cool slightly, and walk slowly across the warm, engineered oak floorboards of your suite. Your bare feet are hushed, cushioned by the natural resilience of the wood. The panoramic window reveals the lake now in inky black, reflecting only the distant pinpricks of emerging stars, the profound darkness of the winter night. As you move through your suite, the subtle hum of the lodge's ventilation system, a constant, almost imperceptible presence, is the only consistent sound. However, beneath it, a new, more organic rhythm begins to surface. It is the almost imperceptible Greek of the old lodge timbers, a soft, resonant sound that seems to emanate from the very heart of the building. You pause near the center of your suite, allowing your senses to attune to this delicate auditory detail. You close your eyes, focusing entirely on the sound. It is not a sudden or jarring noise, but a gentle, drawn-out creak, a subtle groan, as if the ancient wood of the lodge is slowly settling, adjusting to the subtle changes in temperature or the gentle pressure of the night. The sound is low in volume, almost at the edge of hearing, yet it is distinct, a deep, resonant whisper that seems to rise from within the walls and ceiling. You imagine the massive, aged lenga wood and koyu timbers, each beam and plank, slowly contracting and expanding, a natural, organic process that gives the lodge a subtle, living pulse. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the clean, dry scent of burning lenga wood from your fireplace, now very faint, to fill your senses, mingling with the subtle, herbaceous aroma from the teas. The air around you is perfectly still, enhancing the delicate perception of sound. You listen intently, waiting for the next to turn as teas on creak. It comes after a moment, a slow, deliberate *creak. slightly different in pitch and duration from the last, a unique voice from a different part of the structure. It is a sound of permanence, of deep roots and enduring strength, a testament to the lodge's authentic construction and its quiet history. The rhythmic nature of these subtle sounds is deeply calming. They are not intrusive, but rather a profound part of the lodge's character, a gentle conversation between the ancient wood and the quiet night. You lean slightly against a cool, smooth section of the polished concrete wall, feeling its solidity, a grounding contrast to the subtle, almost ethereal sounds. The warmth from your personal fireplace, its embers glowing softly, continues to radiate, a comforting, pervasive heat that settles deep within your body. The only light in the suite is the soft, ambient glow from these embers, casting long, dancing shadows that seem to sway gently with the rhythm of the creaking timbers. You continue to listen, allowing the almost imperceptible creak of the old lodge timbers to wash over you, a gentle, hypnotic rhythm that seems to slow your own heartbeat. The almost imperceptible creak and subtle groan of the old lodge timbers, a gentle, resonant whisper from the very heart of the building, continues to echo softly in your suite. The 3 herbal teas, now cooled slightly, release their soothing aromas of chamomile, mint, and mountain herbs. Mingling with the faint wood smoke from your personal fireplace, its embers a soft, pulsing glow. A deep, pervasive sense of calm settles around you, inviting a final, profound act of preparation for complete rest. You slowly turn from the kitchenette, leaving the gently steaming mugs on the cool granite counter. Your bare feet glide across the warm engineered oak floorboards, each step hushed and deliberate, as you move towards the expansive bed that dominates the center of the room. The panoramic window reveals the lake now in inky black, reflecting only the distant pinpricks of emerging stars, the profound darkness of the winter night deepening around your luxurious sanctuary. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, carrying only the faintest, clean scent of wood and herbs. As you approach the bed, its pristine, inviting form is a profound promise of deep rest. The crisp, cream-colored linen sheets, smooth and cool, are perfectly arranged, a testament to thoughtful preparation. At the foot of the bed, the freshly laundered wool blanket, now neatly folded, rests as a quiet pledge of warmth and comfort. You reach out, your fingers grasping the edge of the heavy wool duvet, feeling its substantial weight and the soft, organic cotton of its cover. With a slow, deliberate movement, you pull it up, allowing it to unfurl and settle softly over the bed, a gentle whoosh of fabric filling the quiet room. You then slowly, gracefully ease your body onto the bed. The mattress beneath you, a bespoke creation, yields softly, conforming to your form with a gentle, enveloping pressure that immediately begins to relax every muscle. The cool, smooth linen sheets feel exquisitely soft against your skin, a refreshing caress. You shift slightly, finding the perfect position, feeling the gentle support of the pillows, their fill yielding to the contours of your head and neck with a subtle, soft thump. With a slow, deliberate motion, you reach up and grasp the edge of the heavy duvet. Its substantial weight is immediately comforting, a reassuring presence that settles over your entire body. You pull it upwards, slowly, feeling the organic cotton cover glide smoothly over the linen sheets, creating a soft, almost imperceptible sound. You continue pulling until the duvet reaches your chin, its soft, thick edge nestling gently against your jawline. The weight is profound, a deep, pervasive pressure that feels incredibly secure and warm, a comforting cocoon against the subtle coolness of the night. The softness of the duvet cover against your skin, the gentle pressure of its weight, and the warmth it immediately provides create a profound sense of security and relaxation. You close your eyes, allowing the subtle, almost imperceptible creak of the lodge timbers to become a distant rhythmic whisper, blending with the faint hiss of the dying embers from your personal fireplace. The air around you, faintly scented with wood smoke and clean linen, feels exquisitely still and pure. You take a slow, deep breath, feeling the comforting weight of the duvet rise and fall gently with your chest. The warmth spreads slowly, steadily, a deep, pervasive heat that melts away any lingering tension, seeping into your muscles and bones. You feel completely at ease, completely at rest, held within the quiet, living embrace of the lodge and the luxurious comfort of your bed. The profound quiet of the Patagonian night deepens around you, inviting a complete surrender to sleep, a deep, unburdened peace. The comforting weight of the heavy duvet pulled up to your chin still cradles you in the profound softness of your bed. The crisp, smooth linen sheets feel exquisitely cool against your skin, a refreshing caress. The subtle creak and groan of the old lodge timbers, a gentle, resonant whisper from the very heart of the building, continues its rhythmic presence, a soft backdrop to the deepening Patagonian night. The last faint glow from your personal fireplace, now only the faintest ember, casts long, dancing shadows across the polished concrete floor, creating an intimate, tranquil ambiance. You slowly shift, easing further into the plush comfort of the mattress, feeling its gentle, enveloping pressure. The organic cotton of the duvet, a substantial yet breathable weight, settles around you, a soft cocoon. The faint, clean scent of freshly laundered linen, subtle and pure, now blends with the very subtle dry aroma of cooling wood, creating a grounding, natural perfume that fills your senses. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, maintaining an ideal, constant temperature. You close your eyes, allowing the subtle sounds and scents to envelop you, inviting a deeper surrender to rest. After a few moments, a gentle, almost imperceptible sound begins to emerge from beyond your suite, a rhythmic and consistent pulse that cuts through the profound quietude. It is a soft, deep, déjeuner beat that speaks of time passing with unhurried grace. This subtle sound, a new anchor in the night, gently draws your attention from the interior quiet of your suite towards the central, communal spaces of the lodge. You slowly open your eyes, allowing your gaze to drift towards the entrance of your suite, where the soft, ambient light from the hallway subtly filters in, creating a gentle transition from the deep gloom of your room. You rise with unhurried grace from the bed, feeling the cool, smooth linen sheet slide silently away, leaving a refreshing sensation on your skin. Your bare feet meet the warm, engineered oak floorboards, each step hushed and deliberate, as you move towards the door. The distant, rhythmic tick-tock grows steadily clearer with each step, a comforting, constant presence. You walk slowly along the hushed corridor, its timber-lined walls absorbing any echo, creating a pervasive quietude. The subtle hum of the lodge's ventilation system, a constant, almost imperceptible presence, ensures the air remains fresh and still. Your path leads you towards the grand lounge, its immense cedar beams overhead now almost entirely lost in the soft ambient gloom, their rich, dark tones absorbing the limited light. The crackle of the grand fireplace has diminished to an almost imperceptible whisper, a mere memory of flames, leaving the tick-tock as the dominant sound. As you enter the grand lounge, the source of the rhythmic sound becomes clear. Against a wall of smooth, dark volcanic stone, nestled between two tall, elegant cypress wood panels, stands an antique grandfather clock. Its polished, dark wood casing gleams softly in the dim, ambient light, reflecting the quiet room like a still pool. The clock is a masterpiece of craftsmanship, its tall, slender form exuding an air of timeless elegance and quiet dignity. You approach the clock, your gaze drawn to the glass-fronted lower section, through which a heavy brass pendulum swings with a slow, steady rhythm. Each swing is deliberate, unhurried, a mesmerizing, repetitive motion. The soft, deep ticking as it reaches its apex on one side, followed by the equally soft, deep tock as it reaches the other, creates a hypnotic, constant cadence. The sound is not loud or intrusive, but a gentle, resonant pulse that seems to fill the vast space of the lounge without disrupting its profound quietude. The soft, deep tick-tock of the lodge's antique grandfather clock, a rhythmic, measured pulse, still echoes faintly in your ears, a comforting presence in the quiet grand lounge. The profound stillness of the Patagonian night deepens around you, held in gentle suspension by the clock's steady, unhurried rhythm. The last faint glow from the grand fireplace, now only the softest ember, casts long, dancing shadows, subtly shifting, inviting a deeper visual contemplation. You slowly turn from the grandfather clock, its polished, dark wood casing gleaming softly in the dim, ambient light. Your bare feet glide softly across the polished concrete floor, then transition to the thick, hand-knotted wool rugs, their dense pile cushioning your steps as you move through the hushed lounge. The subtle hum of the lodge's ventilation system, a constant, almost imperceptible presence, ensures the air remains fresh and still. The faint, clean scent of cooling wood and distant wood smoke lingers in the air, a natural, grounding perfume. Your path leads you back towards the intimate sanctuary of your private suite, where the profound darkness of the winter night presses gently against the expansive panoramic window. The lake beyond is an inky black, reflecting only the distant pinpricks of emerging stars, a vast, silent mirror. As you enter your suite, the gentle warmth from your personal fireplace, its flames now a very low, pulsing ember, continues to radiate, creating an intimate, tranquil ambiance. You approach your bed, its pristine, inviting form a profound promise of deep rest. The crisp, cream-colored linen sheets, smooth and cool, are perfectly arranged, and the heavy, wool duvet, pulled up to your chin, provides a comforting, substantial weight. You ease your body onto the bed, settling into the plush comfort of the mattress, feeling its gentle, enveloping pressure. The soft, organic cotton of the duvet settles around you, a secure cocoon. You shift slightly, finding the perfect position, your head sinking into the soft, supportive pillows with a subtle, soft thump. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, carrying only the faintest clean scent of freshly laundered linen and the very subtle dry aroma of cooling wood. The profound quiet of the Patagonian night deepens around you, held in gentle suspension by the almost imperceptible creak of the lodge timbers, a distant, rhythmic whisper. Your gaze drifts towards the far wall of your bedroom, a smooth expanse of polished concrete, subtly illuminated by the ambient light from the glowing embers of your personal fireplace. Upon this surface, long, soft shadows are cast by the minimalist furniture and subtle architectural features of the room. You watch, mesmerized, as these shadows begin a slow, almost imperceptible shift. They lengthen, deepen, and subtly change their contours, responding to the dying embers of the fire, a silent, graceful dance of light and dark. The shadows are not stark or jarring, but soft and diffused, their edges blurred, creating a calming, abstract tableau. A tall, slender shadow, cast by a nearby floor lamp, slowly stretches across the wall, its form subtly widening as the ember's light pulses. A more complex, intricate shadow, perhaps from the branch of a decorative plant, twists and turns with an almost organic motion, its delicate lines shifting and reforming with each subtle flicker of the fire. The movement is so slow, so gradual, that it demands a focused yet gentle attention, preventing any mind wandering. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the profound stillness of the room to settle around you, feeling the comforting weight of the duvet against your chin. The air around you, faintly scented with wood smoke and clean linen, feels exquisitely pure and still. The profound comfort of the heavy duvet, pulled up to your chin, still cradles you in the exquisite softness of your bed. The soft, shifting shadows cast by the dying embers of your personal fireplace dance gently across the bedroom wall, a silent, tranquil ballet. The subtle creak and groan of the old lodge timbers, a distant, rhythmic whisper, continues its hypnotic presence, a soft backdrop to the deepening Patagonian night. A new, more immediate sensation, a gentle, pervasive warmth, begins to draw your attention away from the visual calm towards a comforting anticipation. You slowly shift, easing further into the plush comfort of the mattress, feeling its gentle, enveloping pressure. The crisp, smooth linen sheets feel exquisitely cool against your skin, a refreshing caress against the warmth generated by the duvet. The faint, clean scent of freshly laundered linen, subtle and pure, now blends with the very subtle, dry aroma of cooling wood, creating a grounding, natural perfume that fills your senses. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, maintaining an ideal, constant temperature. You push back the heavy duvet, allowing it to pool softly at the foot of the bed with a gentle whoosh of fabric, revealing the cool, smooth linen sheets beneath. Your bare feet meet the familiar, warm, engineered oak floorboards, each step hushed and deliberate, as you rise from the bed. The panoramic window reveals the lake now in inky black, reflecting only the distant pinpricks of emerging stars. The profound darkness of the winter night, deepening around your luxurious sanctuary. You walk slowly towards the entrance of your private bathroom, a sanctuary of luxurious calm. As you approach, a distinct, gentle warmth begins to emanate from beneath your bare feet, a subtle, inviting heat that promises comfort. The air here carries a clean, mineral scent, mingled with a hint of something subtly herbaceous, a familiar, fresh aroma. You push open the heavy, solid wood door, its weight significant, revealing the soft, indirect light of the bathroom, casting a warm, even glow over the natural materials. Stepping across the threshold, your bare feet meet the continuous expanse of honed Patagonian marble that forms the bathroom floor. The warmth radiating from beneath the stone is immediate and profound, a gentle, pervasive heat that soothes your soles with each step. It is not an intense heat, but a deep, consistent warmth that seems to emanate from the very core of the earth, spreading slowly upwards chasing away any lingering coolness. The smooth, cool marble, typically a refreshing contrast, is now a comforting, warm surface that grounds you. You walk slowly, deliberately, across the heated floor, feeling the warmth spread through the arches of your feet, up your ankles, and subtly into your legs. Each step is a mindful engagement with this comforting sensation. You pause near the deep, freestanding soaking tub, its polished white stone gleaming softly in the dim light. The air in the bathroom is perfectly temperate, perhaps a touch warmer than the suite, carrying a clean mineral scent that is subtly enhanced by the gentle heat, a pure, unburdened aroma. You close your eyes for a moment, focusing entirely on the sensation of the warmth radiating from the floor. It is a subtle, constant embrace, a comforting presence that seems to penetrate deep into your muscles, easing any lingering tension. The profound quiet of the bathroom, broken only by the almost imperceptible hum of the lodge's systems, enhances your perception of this gentle heat. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the clean mineral scent to fill your lungs, feeling its invigorating crispness. You continue to stand, allowing the gentle warmth from the heated floor to envelop your feet, feeling it spread slowly upwards, a profound and pervasive comfort. The gentle, pervasive warmth radiating from the heated Patagonian marble floor of your bathroom still cradles your bare feet, a soothing, consistent heat that grounds you in the present moment. The clean mineral scent of the air, subtly warmed, lingers faintly, a refreshing purity. As you slowly turn from the deep, freestanding soaking tub, a new, delicate aroma begins to emerge. A subtle, sweet, and earthy fragrance that draws your attention back towards the intimate familiarity of your suite. You step from the warm embrace of the bathroom, your bare feet meeting the familiar, warm engineered oak floorboards of your suite, each step hushed and deliberate. The heavy solid wood door of the bathroom closes behind you with a soft, precise summer brood, absorbed by the dense timber, sealing in its quietude. The air in your suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, maintaining an ideal, constant temperature. The panoramic window reveals the lake now in inky black, reflecting only the distant pinpricks of emerging stars, the profound darkness of the winter night deepening around your luxurious sanctuary. As you walk across the room, the gentle warmth from your personal fireplace, its flames now a very low, pulsing ember, continues to radiate, creating an intimate, tranquil ambiance. The subtle creak and groan of the old lodge timbers, a distant, rhythmic whisper, continues its hypnotic presence, a soft backdrop to the profound quietude. Your gaze drifts towards a small, antique writing desk, crafted from dark, aged lenga wood, positioned gracefully in a corner of the room. Its surface, polished to a deep, lustrous sheen, reflects the dim, ambient light. You approach the desk, your fingers lightly tracing the cool, smooth surface of the aged wood, feeling its inherent solidity and the subtle undulations of its natural grain. The wood is worn smooth in places, hinting at generations of careful use and meticulous upkeep. As you draw nearer, a faint, sweet, and distinctly earthy aroma begins to reach you, the subtle scent of beeswax polish, a rich, natural fragrance that speaks of painstaking care and timeless preservation. You lean closer to the desk, taking a slow, deliberate breath, allowing the delicate, pure scent of the beeswax polish to fill your lungs. It is a warm, honeyed aroma, mingled with a faint, woody note, a subtle sweetness that is both comforting and deeply grounding. You run your hands slowly across the polished surface, feeling the incredible smoothness of the wood, its almost silky texture, and the very subtle, almost imperceptible tackiness that the beeswax imparts. The coolness of the wood is tempered by a hint of warmth from the ambient room temperature, a pleasant sensation. You notice a small, exquisitely carved wooden box resting on the desk, its lid closed. It is made from the same dark lenga wood, its surface also gleaming with the subtle sheen of beeswax. You gently lift the lid, a soft, dry clack as the wood separates. Inside, nestled on a bed of soft felted wool, are a few antique writing implements. A quill pen with a delicate, dried feather, a small, dark glass inkwell, and a brass letter opener, its surface polished to a muted gleam. The scent of beeswax is even more concentrated here, rising gently from the interior of the box, a rich, pervasive aroma that fills the immediate space around you. You reach into the box, your fingers brushing lightly against the soft felted wool, feeling its gentle resilience. You lift the brass letter opener, feeling its cool, substantial weight in your palm, its surface smooth and slightly textured from its age. The faint aroma of beeswax transfers to your fingertips, a subtle, lingering fragrance. You turn the letter opener over, admiring the delicate, almost imperceptible patina that has formed on the brass over time, giving it a quiet, historical beauty. The faint, sweet scent of beeswax polish, a rich, natural fragrance from your antique furniture, subtly perfumes the air of your suite. The gentle warmth radiating from the heated bathroom floor still lingers in your memory, a comforting afterglow. The profound quiet of the Patagonian night deepens around you, held in gentle suspension by the almost imperceptible creak of the lodge timbers and the distant, gentered tick-tock of the grandfather clock. A new, delicate sound, a hushed whisper, begins to emerge from beyond the lodge's sturdy walls, drawing your attention outward. You slowly turn from the antique writing desk, leaving the small, exquisitely carved wooden box and its contents in their quiet repose. Your bare feet glide softly across the warm engineered oak floorboards, each step hushed and deliberate, as you move towards the expansive panoramic window. The heavy wool duvet pulled up to your chin provides a comforting, substantial weight as you settle back into the plush comfort of your bed. The soft, organic cotton of the duvet settles around you, a secure cocoon. You ease deeper into the pristine sheets, feeling the gentle pressure of the firm yet enveloping mattress beneath you, a perfect foundation for rest. The crisp, smooth linen sheets feel exquisitely cool against your skin, a refreshing caress against the warmth generated by the duvet. The faint, clean scent of freshly laundered linen, subtle and pure, now blends with the very subtle, dry aroma of cooling wood, creating a grounding, natural perfume that fills your senses. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, maintaining an ideal, constant temperature. You close your eyes, allowing the subtle sounds and scents to envelop you, inviting a deeper surrender to rest. After a few moments, a new, delicate sound begins to emerge from beyond the lodge's sturdy walls. It is a distant, hushed whisper, the almost imperceptible sound of the winter wind. It is not a harsh or blustery sound, but a soft, continuous, like silk brushing against silk, or a gentle sigh carried on an unseen current. You slowly open your eyes, allowing your gaze to drift towards the expansive panoramic window, which now reveals the majestic Patagonian lake bathed in an almost complete darkness, reflecting only the faint glimmer of distant stars. The distant, snow-capped peaks are barely visible, their outlines softened by the profound night. You lean slightly closer to the window, pressing your ear gently against the cool, smooth surface of the triple-glazed glass, straining to hear the delicate sound more clearly. The whisper of the wind is faint, a continuous, soft straining. The vast, open expanse of the Patagonian wilderness is breathing with a slow, unhurried rhythm. It seems to drift over the dark, still surface of the lake, carrying with it the subtle, sharp scent of distant ice, cold, clear water, and a faint, sweet hint of high-altitude pine. The sound is so delicate, so ethereal, that it demands a focused yet gentle attention, preventing any mind wandering, drawing you deeper into its quiet presence. You close your eyes again, allowing the soft, continuous choir of the winter wind to wash over you, feeling its gentle rhythm resonate deep within your chest. The sound is deeply calming, a natural white noise that seems to dissolve any lingering thoughts or distractions. You imagine the vast, open spaces beyond the lodge, the ancient forests, and the towering mountains, all held in the gentle embrace of this subtle wind, a profound and enduring presence. The air inside your suite, perfectly still and warm, creates a comforting contrast to the imagined coolness of the mountain air outside. The profound darkness outside the panoramic window now seems even deeper, a velvety black that absorbs all light, with only the occasional, fleeting twinkle of a distant star. The distant, hushed whisper of the winter wind, a soft, continuous, against the panoramic window, now recedes into an almost complete silence. The profound darkness of the Patagonian night deepens around you, held in gentle suspension by the almost imperceptible creak of the lodge timbers and the faint rhythmic tick-tock of the grandfather clock. The gentle warmth from your personal fireplace, its embers of very low pulsing glow, continues to radiate, casting soft, shifting shadows across the suite, creating an intimate, tranquil ambiance. You settle deeper into the pristine sheets, feeling the gentle pressure of the firm yet enveloping mattress beneath you, a perfect foundation for profound rest. The heavy, wool duvet, pulled up to your chin, provides a comforting, substantial weight, its organic cotton soft against your skin. The faint, clean scent of freshly laundered linen, subtle and pure, now blends with the very subtle, dry aroma of cooling wood, creating a grounding, natural perfume that fills your senses. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, maintaining an ideal, constant temperature. You close your eyes, allowing the subtle sounds and scents to envelop you, inviting a deeper surrender to rest. The distant whisper of the wind, once a gentle presence, now seems to have completely faded, leaving behind an almost absolute quiet. The rhythmic of the lodge timbers has softened to an occasional, barely audible sigh. The faint tick-tock of the grandfather clock is now a mere echo in the profound stillness, a gentle pulse that seems to slow and quiet with each passing moment. You become aware of the deep, unhurried stillness that permeates your private Patagonian sanctuary. It is not an empty silence, but a rich, full quietude, a profound absence of any demanding sound or distraction. This stillness feels like a physical presence, a soft, enveloping blanket that gently cushions your senses. You feel the profound calm settle deep within your chest, a quiet expansion that seems to fill every corner of your being. The air itself feels heavy with this peaceful quiet, thick with tranquility. You take a slow, deep breath, allowing the pure, still air to fill your lungs, feeling its profound freshness. The faint, clean scent of linen, and the subtle, dry aroma of cooling wood are the only fragrances, natural anchors in this serene environment. The subtle warmth from the dying embers of your personal fireplace, a gentle, pervasive heat, continues to radiate, a comforting embrace that seems to draw any remaining tension from your muscles, leaving them soft and completely relaxed. You focus entirely on the sensation of this deep, unhurried stillness. It is a quiet that allows you to hear the subtle rhythms of your own body, the gentle, steady beat of your heart, the soft, even flow of your breath. These internal sounds are not intrusive, but rather blend seamlessly with a profound quietude, becoming part of its calming texture. The darkness beyond your eyelids is absolute, a velvety black that invites a complete surrender to rest, a feeling of being suspended in a vast, peaceful void. You remain perfectly still, allowing the deep, unhurried quiet to permeate every cell of your body. The comforting weight of the duvet, the cool, smooth linen against your skin, and the profound stillness of the Patagonian night create a perfect cocoon for rest. You feel completely at ease, completely at peace, held within the quiet, luxurious embrace of the lodge, as the deep, unhurried stillness guides you gently towards the profound depths of sleep. The silence is absolute, a perfect, unburdened calm. The deep, unhurried stillness of your private Patagonian sanctuary, a profound absence of any demanding sound or distraction, cradles you in the exquisite softness of your bed. The comforting weight of the heavy duvet pulled up to your chin provides a secure, enveloping warmth. The last faint glow from your personal fireplace, now only the softest ember, casts long, dancing shadows that slowly fade into the profound darkness of the room. A new, subtle symphony of quiet, rhythmic sounds begins to emerge from the very structure of the lodge, a gentle invitation to drift deeper into slumber. You settle deeper into the pristine sheets, feeling the gentle pressure of the firm yet enveloping mattress beneath you, a perfect foundation for profound rest. The organic cotton of the duvet, a substantial yet breathable weight, settles around you, a soft cocoon. The faint, clean scent of freshly laundered linen, subtle and pure, now blends with the very subtle, dry aroma of cooling wood, creating a grounding, natural perfume that fills your senses. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, maintaining an ideal, constant temperature. You close your eyes, allowing the profound stillness to permeate every cell of your body. The darkness beyond your eyelids is absolute, a velvety black that invites a complete surrender to rest. As you lie there, perfectly still, your senses become acutely attuned to the subtle auditory landscape of the lodge as it settles for the night. The almost imperceptible creak and groan of the old lodge timbers, a distant, rhythmic whisper from the very heart of the building, continues its hypnotic presence, a soft backdrop to the profound quietude. You focus entirely on these subtle sounds, allowing them to wash over you without judgment or analysis. The gentle asterisk of a settling beam, slightly different in pitch and duration each time, is followed by a moment of deep silence, then perhaps a softer, almost imperceptible groan from another section of the ancient timber. These are the natural sounds of a well-built structure, slowly responding to the subtle shifts in temperature and the enduring weight of its own materials, a living, breathing entity settling into its nightly repose. The faint, rhythmic tick-tock of the grandfather clock from the grand lounge, now a mere echo in the profound stillness, becomes an even more distant and unhurried pulse. It is so soft that it almost blends with the quietude, a gentle reminder of time passing with unhurried grace, yet without any urgency. You imagine the heavy brass pendulum, still swinging with its slow, deliberate rhythm, its movement, a silent continuation of the lodge's quiet internal life. Beyond the thick, triple-glazed panoramic window, the distant, hushed whisper of the winter wind, which once brushed gently against the glass, has now almost entirely faded. Only the faintest, most ethereal, remains, a barely audible breath from the vast, open Patagonian wilderness, a sound so subtle it feels more like a memory than an actual presence. The profound darkness outside is absolute, a velvety black that absorbs all light, with only the occasional, fleeting twinkle of a distant star. A silent, celestial dance. You take a slow, deep breath, feeling the comforting weight of the duvet rise and fall gently with your chest. The subtle warmth from the dying embers of your personal fireplace, now barely visible as the faintest red glow, continues to radiate, a gentle, pervasive heat that seems to draw any remaining tension from your muscles, leaving them soft and completely relaxed. The air around you, faintly scented with cooling wood and clean linen, feels exquisitely pure and still. You continue to drift with these quiet, rhythmic sounds of your private lodge settling for the night. The quiet, rhythmic sounds of your private lodge settling for the night, a harmonious symphony of subtle creaks and distant tick-tocks, have begun to fade into an almost complete silence. The profound darkness of the Patagonian night, which filled your panoramic window moments ago, now presses gently against the thick glass, a velvety black that offers no visible light. The last, faintest glow from your personal fireplace, now only the softest ember, has finally extinguished, leaving the room in a deep, undisturbed quiet. You settle even deeper into the pristine sheets, feeling the gentle, enveloping pressure of the firm yet incredibly soft mattress beneath you, a perfect foundation for profound rest. The heavy, wool duvet, pulled up to your chin, provides a comforting, substantial weight, its organic cotton soft against your skin, a secure cocoon of warmth. The crisp, smooth linen sheets feel exquisitely cool against your body, a refreshing caress against the lingering warmth generated by the duvet. The air in the suite feels perfectly still, circulated by the lodge's silent ventilation system, maintaining an ideal, constant temperature, a subtle, unobtrusive presence. You close your eyes, allowing the profound, undisturbed peace of your Patagonian winter retreat to completely envelop you. The subtle sounds of the lodge, which once formed a gentle rhythm, have now almost entirely dissolved into a deep, pervasive quietude. The distant whisper of the winter wind is gone, the soft creak of the timbers is no longer audible, and the faint tick-tock of the grandfather clock has ceased its rhythmic pulse. There is only an absolute, unburdened silence, a profound absence of any demanding sound or distraction. This stillness feels boundless, stretching beyond the walls of your luxurious sanctuary, encompassing the vast, dark expanse of the Patagonian wilderness outside. It is a quiet that is not empty, but rich and full, imbued with the deep peace of the ancient mountains, the still lake, and the silent, snow-covered forests. You feel this profound calm settle deep within your chest, a quiet expansion that seems to fill every corner of your being, dissolving any lingering traces of thought or sensation. The air itself feels heavy with this tranquility, thick with an almost tangible serenity. You take a slow, deep breath, feeling the comforting weight of the duvet rise and fall gently with your chest. The air you inhale is pure and exquisitely still, carrying only the faintest, clean scent of freshly laundered linen. A subtle, natural perfume that is both grounding and deeply soothing. The profound darkness beyond your eyelids is absolute, a velvety black that invites a complete and total surrender to rest, a feeling of being suspended in a vast, peaceful void, utterly safe and secure. You focus entirely on the sensation of this deep, undisturbed peace. It is a quiet that allows you to hear the subtle, internal rhythms of your own body, the gentle, steady beat of your heart, the soft, even flow of your breath. These internal sounds are not intrusive, but rather blend seamlessly with the profound quietude, becoming part of its calming texture, a gentle, hypnotic pulse. The comforting weight of the duvet, the cool, smooth linen against your skin, and the profound, undisturbed peace of the Patagonian night create a perfect, unparalleled cocoon for rest. You feel your body relax even further, sinking deeper into the soft embrace of the mattress, every muscle softening, every tension gently released. The deep, unburdened peace of your Patagonian winter retreat enfolds you completely, a timeless, boundless tranquility that cradles you, effortlessly guiding you into the profound restorative depths of sleep. You are completely at ease, completely at rest, held within this perfect, undisturbed quietude, drifting effortlessly into a deep, peaceful slumber.